What up, everybody? How's it going? Woo! Hey. What's up, Henry? Henry got all nervous when I got excited. Can you calm down, Henry? Can you calm down? Can you calm down? He is just fired up. Can you? What are you doing, good boy? What are you doing? What are you doing, good boy? What are you doing? What are you getting over here for? What are you doing over here, you good boy? What are you doing over here? Listen to him snort. Can you guys hear him snorting? Are you snorting? Are you a happy puppy, huh? Are you a happy puppy? We'll be happy. We're always happy. Will you, huh? Will you make me money and you make me whole? Woo! What's up? All right, let's see what we got in here. We got Space Cat. Last best tool. What? Last best tool, Doc? What's up? Last best tool? Seriously, do you think your dog? You tell him to? There's no force stranger than universe. A dog eating his ice cream. That's a proven fact. Culver's is the best. What are you doing? What are you doing, you little sucker? What are you doing? Hold on a second here. Henry is just he's not wanting me to be off the stream here. He is not wanting me to be off the stream. He's wanting me to pay attention to him. He's wanting me to pay attention to him tonight, doesn't he? You're just like, listen, Dad, you haven't been around all day. You need to pay attention to me. You need to pay attention to me. What are you doing there, little fella? What are you doing there, little fella? Well, you make me, and you make me whole. You made my happy home. What is your deal? You are just crazy, dog. You are just absolutely crazy. What is your deal? What is your deal? He's trying to give me kisses like crazy. Are you okay? Did you eat your bone? Did you eat your bone? You get your treat? Did 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 you get your treat? Yeah, I got to spend time with him and you guys. Okay, can I do this live stream? Seriously? I know you guys can't see it. I apologize. One of these days, maybe, we'll come back on live stream. I will show you the transformation that I've made when I get to it. I want to make sure that when I come back on, I want to make sure that when I come back to YouTube, my transformation is a what you call it? What do you want to call it? I'm not trying to get views off of my fixing my life or doing what I need to do to get myself healthier. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people will use that. I'm not like that. I don't try to use stuff, and everybody's like, "Well, you should, man. You should exploit your weight loss journey and all this and that." I'm not really like that. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not really that type of guy to take credit for something that I've done. I've done it to myself, so I have to fix myself. And when I come back, I've already put on 100 pounds on my bench. I've lost a significant amount of weight, and I feel fantastic. Feel less anxiety, stress, and I'm working more, which is a good thing. It's definitely something that comes with weight loss. That's one of those things. So I don't get as stressed out as easy anymore. If that makes sense. If that's making any sense. If that's making a little bit of sense. But anyways, I know you guys are in here waiting for the juicy stuff. You're waiting for the juicy stuff. We're going to rate some memes tonight. I don't know if I'm going to have anybody on yet. I know I have some. Miscreants and degenerates that are watching, and I think I'll make them wait and make them suffer to watch the stream, because I will tell you this much: I'm going to answer some questions, but we're going to talk about some things. This stream, oh look at that, we had 4 drop right off. The three degenerates dropped right off. They're like, I'm not waiting. Yes, I know you're watching, but the stream's going to be a little bit different because we're going to lay down the law about what's going to happen with my channel and what I'm doing with my channel. This is my channel. Okay, at the end of the day, I want everybody to understand this is my channel. If you come into my house and disrespect me, I will do with you what I feel is appropriate. You don't get to make your decision and think because you're on my stream that you can, oh, well, if you disrespect me, you don't get to stay. You don't get to stay. You don't get to, that's how this works. And for some reason, the degenerates and the trolls and the people just don't quite understand that. And they somehow think because, they're going to ride my coattails on my success and that I'm going to give them some sort of help. And then they all go, oh, well, I'm not here. I'm not here for the algorithm, and I'm just here to have fun and hang out with friends. You're such a liar. Liars are liars are liars. That's all there is to it. So yeah, 28 minutes is a lifetime. But anyways, 7 minutes in, smash that like button. We might have, listen, Henry, you got to calm down. You can't put your nose up on the screen like that. I know you want to be right here in my teeth, but come on, let's go. Come on. You want to go? Hopefully I can get my freaking deal charged up. Tim Windsor, how you doing? Give me a few guys. I'm trying. What's up, Gran Turismo fan? Peter Savinsky. I do appreciate all you guys. All you guys that are my my channel members. You guys are the heart and soul of this channel. A lot of you are here every week and support me unconditionally. And I apologize for some dramatic moments and such. There's a lot of people that they spin false narratives. That's all there is to it. When you say that you don't want to be friends with somebody, but yet you follow them repeatedly, criticize them, talk about them, and people somehow find that to be some sort of degenerate deal where they can spin off. There's a couple hundred people in the tool community that think that they don't like me. And guess what? I got a quote for you. I got a quote for all of the people who think that I need to be your friend. Everybody isn't your friend. Just because they hang around with you and laugh with you doesn't mean they are your friend. People will pretend at the end of the day. Real relationships expose fake people, so pay attention. Pay attention to the ones who stand and clap for you. Real friends don't talk, they talk good behind your back. Real friends support you when you're in trouble. Some of these people, it's better to have an enemy who slaps you in the face than a friend who stabs you in the back. And I wholeheartedly live my life by these morals. And I am not going to just be friends with people. Now, a lot of people on YouTube will be friends with people just because it's good for business for them. They'll tolerate people because it helps them out. And I'm not that kind of person. So if you think that I'm going to be fake, I'm not. If I don't like you or you do something to disrespect me, I will let you know and I will move on. Because I am not into being fake to people. I am not into lying to people. When a person who tells me, hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore, and I don't know why, and then I actually have an emotional deal, and you exploit that and think it's funny, that tells me that you have low emotional intelligence and that you're just out to hurt people because you yourself have some severe mental health illnesses. So that's the problem I've been having on YouTube with a lot of people. So yeah, how dare you try to be honest? Yep. Let me get in here. Diego, what's up? Diego Delon, what's up? A Murray. Did everybody have a good week? Yes, I know this isn't the normal stream that a lot of you guys want to hear, but I'm proud to be a miscreant and degenerate. I'm gonna lay down some pipe. What's up, Corey? What's up, Justin? How you doing? Yes, I plan on raising some hell for a long time. Let me get through some of these comments here. Diego, what's up, Graham? Bill Beckett, what's up, AgTech45? And we're gonna address something else. People say that I tell stories. I don't know what kind of stories I tell, but I do tell stories because we're on YouTube. And telling stories is part of what some people like to do. Do you guys like stories? I can tell you a story right now. Jeremy, I have to tell you a story because I promised you I would. What's up, Corey? How you doing, brother? How dare you be real? Don't even try to be honest, right? Today was a good day. Didn't have any roll call, shoots replaced. Jeremy, I'm going to tell you a story about that air compressor here pretty soon. What's up, Keith? Keith Harris in the house. First escape. I'm just here because I got no friends and it's Friday night. Well, hey, you got friends. You're here if you want to be a friend. Glad to hear you're getting healthy so you can raise them hell for a long time. Yep. I'm always glad to be around like-minded people. CP. Yep. That's what I'm here for. I don't need. There's 36 billion people in the world. I don't need to be friends with 36 billion people. I've said this time and time again. Great no nonsense channel, CP. However, I do wish the YouTube community wasn't like high school. Yes, Neil F. Trust me, you are 100% right, and that's exactly why I removed myself from the tool community. If you call yourself part of the tool community, I do not represent or be any part. This is CP the Tool Addict community. The people that are here are part for the CP Tool Addict. We're here to have fun, talk about tools. We may make some mistakes every once in a while, but that's okay. Because you know what? I'm human. Oh my God. How dare I be honest? How dare? What's up, happiest guy? What's up, Josh? Shannon Dickerson, you were there the other night. CP is going ape on fools. Yeah. I love being on CP's live. Yeah, we're not going to be on that guy's live anymore, Justin. One of those guys that you just mentioned, we will not be on that. Neil F., I totally agree with that. AgTech, I totally agree with you. You know, people say I'm the drama and I'm the problem, but the thing is I don't put up with people's bullshit. I'm not, like I said, if you're just coming to me because you're trying to get subs, get shout outs, whatnot like that, and you're trying to be fake to me, how am I being dramatic by me telling you to go pound sand? I'm just being honest. There's a huge difference. Call me narcissist or whatnot. You know what a narcissist does? A narcissist calls a narcissist because they're gaslighting. That's a narcissist. A narcissist will say, hey, come on my stream, be respectful. And then after you're on the stream and you're being respectful because somebody asked you to be respectful, they turn around and say, well, he didn't call him out. Dude, are you freaking kidding me? What kind of ignorant, imbecile stuff is that? That's the kind of stuff I have to put up with. Just ridiculous. What's up, Northern Patriot? How you doing, brother? Thomas Pierna, Beefy Line. So true, Larry. I hear this is where the truth is. What's up? I'm definitely truth. I'm doing wonderful, CP. Hi, Lakes. Hi, Lakes. Hi, Lakes. Hi, Lakes. Hi, Lakes. Jimmy, what's up? Jimmy making it work. Jimmy likes to work it. Jimmy likes to work it. Woo! When it comes to friends, it's all about quality, not quantity. Exactly. I have chose to have quality friends in my life. Mr. Chad, much love and respect from New Jersey. Thank you, Thomas Pierna. Everybody that's here is. You were on the stream the other night where I was being respectful. Were you not? Man, I wish I could have you on, Shannon. M. Lizer was there too. M. Lizer, Shannon Dickerson. You guys were both there. We're tool addicts at the finest. We have one thing in common. Exactly. We're here for tools. Yeah. CP, you've been honest and straight shooter since I've been on your channel for years. Keep being you. Yep. MB Forward. I literally am as honest as I can be, and I make as many mistakes as I have made. What's up, Alan Kaufman? Matt Herban. CP, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for being a channel member. Yeah, so Shannon, you were there. I was respectful. I did what I was supposed to. And then apparently that wasn't good enough. And I was supposed to start a ruckus. So when somebody asks me to be respectful and then turns around and tries to spin a narrative and be a narcissist, you can get the fuck off my channel and get the fuck out of my life forever. You have got to be kidding me. You heard it, Shannon. M. Lizer heard it. I have the footage. I'm just, shit, I thought you meant the band, damn it. Yeah. Wrong Tool. Oh, I love Tool. Tool is one of my favorite bands, Doc Holliday. Tool is awesome. Absolutely, Jimmy. Jimmy, you rock. Dude. I can't believe you like Tool. That's awesome. Hey, Bill Beckett. Look at that. Hey, Lakes is in here. I'm just trying to get along with all. I love all the lives. You were respectful. That's all I'm asking, Shannon. I'm asking for the truth. The truth was I was respectful, as I was asked to be. Okay? And then after that, Shannon, did you not hear that I was not supposed to be respectful? Because that's what the narrative is spinning now. Oh, well, CP said if he got him on, that he would literally light him up. I was asked to be respectful, and the douchebag spun the narrative and backstabbed me. These guys are such clowns. It's not even funny. Yeah. Yes. I look forward to your videos. Thank you, Bill Beckett. Hey, Lakes. I wish I knew what the combo is about. Well, ITC car guy, I'm not going to give any clout to these clowns. And nobody needs to say their name, give them any. They're done with me. They're gone on my channel forever. There's no coming back. I'm not messing around. What's your thoughts on Pussifier and Apex? Oh, I love it. Those are great. My favorite my favorite song from Tool is, oh man, what's my favorite song? It's God, you know what? I'm not good with names. I will say that. Schism. I think is it Schism? No, it's not Schism. It is not Schism. Anima or Stinkfist? There's so many good songs from Tool. I love them all. I literally used to listen to Tool all the time. Ridiculous. Like Tool. I love it. Yes, I do. I'm trying my best. 3D printing my wrench holders, watching the best YouTube channel. That's awesome. I hope your 3D printing wrench holders come out. I hope I get to see them. M. Lizer. So what did y'all do in the shop today? I honestly, I had very limited access. I had very limited time in the shop today. I kind of hung out and really didn't do much. We didn't have anything. The shops that I went to, nobody was really having anything, and I had to do some personal stuff that I had to do today. So I kind of took a Friday off, to be honest with you. So that's why I got home at 8 o'clock to be able to get on the deal. Yep. There you go, M. Lizer. I was expecting fireworks and saw respect. M. Lizer, I gave respect, okay? And I want you to understand, I was then criticized for not giving respect. I was criticized for not giving respect, and I have no time for that bull malarkey right there. Neil F., you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know what live stream it was, but don't really care. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Life is short. Deal with that type. Yep. Absolutely, Larry. All right. Chop suey. There's a good one. Hell yeah. That's a good one. Schism is probably one of my favorite eulogy. Yeah. System over down. Dude, I love System over down too. I watched your video today, Lakes. Lakes, it was interesting that you had that Chrysler. I've done a lot of those where people thought the cars blowed up, and it just turns out it was a battery. You know, Chrysler has that minimum voltage of like 2 volts before it starts, where it'll keep the accessories on. I thought that was an interesting video. Definitely a cool thumbnail. Oh, Queen Bee by Pussifier. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought that was a Tool song, to be honest with you. We have 4 more days until the Gen 3 US General comes out. I'm a bit stoked for it. It's already out in some stores, Gran Turismo. My store has it. I think it was listed at $17.99 and like $600 for the top box. Yes, it was. Lots of good ones. Jimmy is a good one. Jimmy is a good one. Watched an $80,000 car get wrecked. The second the tech got fire. Wow. Forgot it was Friday. Ouch, Doc. That's no good. Ball to stand. Oh, there's another interesting topic that I want to talk about. My streams and me deleting some of the streams where I get a little bit brash. First of all, the same people that are calling me hiding and whatnot also never keep their live streams live. I have over 200 live streams that are up on the internet. I have done some pretty silly things on the internet, and I've never been hid, and it's very public knowledge. And yet these clowns, they sit around talking shit all night and then hide the live stream. You can really tell how a person is when they're telling everybody this bull crap, and they're spinning around and doing the same thing. DW Howard. Anyways, Shopkat 1K last weekend. Oh yeah, did I give you a congratulations? I feel like I saw that. Hey Shopkat. No Pussfires and other Mainers. Hell yeah. Dude, I am a huge fan of Slipknot. And once again, let me tell you a story. So Corey is I've met Corey, and I've actually been to the studio where Slipknot performs, where they've done some of their songs in. They're local here, okay? So Corey Taylor, all the guys, I worked on what's his name's car. He's got an Acura with a body kit on it. I've actually delivered a body kit to him too when I was driving trucks. So obviously being local, Slipknot is a huge thing here in Des Moines. And they're actually great people. They're awesome people. Met them, and you know what? I'll be honest with you. When I meet famous people, I talk to them like they're just normal guys. That's how they want to be treated, and I treat them exactly how if they were just another guy I seen in a gas station, and that's why I've gotten along with a lot of famous people. Man, it's crazy. 24 minutes and I'm already getting... What's up, OG Scuba Steve? Oh, yeah. Tool songs. Jimmy. Many have not heard. I'm going to look that up for sure, Jimmy. You just sparked my interest. Yes, congrats to Shopkat. Shopkat is a great dude. He's always been a very awesome person, and I definitely appreciate him. Slipknot, Pantera, Buckethead. Pantera, dude, I used to love watching the home videos of Pantera. Man, that's my jam. What? Who was running down Tim Windsor? Was this in the chat? Wait a second. Did I miss this? Was that in the chat? Oh no! Who did that, Tim? Where was that at? I glazed over that. I apologize, Tim. I am definitely not fake. And that is absolutely what Shopkat said. I am 100% down with that. What Shopkat said right here, I got your back, Tim. Whoever said that, let me know. You can email me, and I'll definitely take care of that too. To quote the hag, that's walking on the fireside of me. Yes. Yeah, maybe it does come out May 1st, but it's already out here. All right, maybe I should have some guys on now. I think I've said enough. I believe I've said everything I need to say, because really there's not anything else I really care to say, to be honest with you. And quite frankly, they're never going to come on my stream and Ponyup, which I don't know that they're not even entitled to my stream ever. They haven't earned the right to come back on my stream. And I can promise you this much, they'll never be on a stream with me again. That was their last chance. And they fucked that one up big time. Everybody fucked that up. There's a bunch of ridiculous people, and they are ridiculous. I just got myself a 3/4 extension. Trust me. If I wanna bust them out, I will. Weirdos and liars, they're just people are so full of shit these days. It's not even funny. I'm a blue collar guy. I'm just trying to make a living, run my business, have a little fun on YouTube. I come on live streams to hang out with you guys, okay? At the end of the day, my goal here is to have fun, show tools, okay? That's what I love doing. If there's going to be some people that criticize me, I can handle that. But when you're lying and making up shit about me and constantly accusing me on a witch hunt, telling people shit that is absolutely false with no proof, why don't you make a video calling me out? If you think you've got so much on me, and why ain't you got the balls to call me out on a video? They have harassed me to no end, saying that I'm on disability and putting up the number for Iowa disability. The amount of lies, sending me shit in the mail, sending me a dildo in the mail, an ex-cop, an ex-police officer, a retired cop, harassing somebody. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a law officer, someone who's supposed to be respected, harassing somebody on YouTube because because they're upset? How? And then they tell me, and then they say CP has a small mind. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the amount of narcissism that it takes to be these people? And then they ain't got no friends. No friends. No friends. Anyways, listen, I appreciate you guys, and I don't want to dilapidate my stream due to miscreants, degenerates, deplorable people. I want to answer your questions. But I also want to rate. I wasn't gonna rate a few memes, but I want to rate a few memes real quick. I want to see if you guys, what you guys think of these memes. Let me know. Let me share these on the screen here real quick. Let's do a little bit of meme rating. Did you guys see the new Budweiser bikini calendar? Huh? Did you guys? Did any of you guys see? Yes, I have. I have. I definitely do. Piston wineback tool, absolutely. Tiny balls and low self esteem. Desire something they're not. A man. Jimmy, listen, buddy. You know what, man? I support you 100%, and I think you're a great person. I was so happy to have you on my stream and be able to talk to you mano a mano, and it literally changed my dynamic feel for how great of a person you were. And you come on here and you always are respectful, and you're always cool, and you speak your mind, and we have a difference of opinion, but I'm okay with that. And that's exactly how a man should be. Our relationship is absolutely fantastic because you can have your opinion and I can have mine, and I don't literally lose my mind and then turn into cancel culture. Sending companies emails. I mean, I literally got the emails of these people sending the companies emails saying that I should stop because they're so pissed off and I'm a bad person. How can you judge somebody being a bad person because you're just using words? Oh, I'm gonna just out him. I'm gonna out him. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can add this. I gotta figure out how to share this. Present.
Likes Clam. I'm a Clam guy. Only he basically likes. I'm a guy who only basically likes clams, really. I'm a Clam guy. Only eat clams. That's all I do.
I love that kid. I love that kid. Oh man, I love that kid. That kid is awesome. Let's see, we can share some more video files. Let's see here. What else do we got? How long is that? 12 minutes? Oh, wait. This guy's awesome.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Are you sure about that? You sure about that? All right. Let me see here. I got to figure out how. Slide, slide, slide. Well, that ain't no good. That ain't going to work. Hold on a second here. Sneak peek at the 2024 Budweiser bikini calendar. All right. Let me send you out. Thank you, Mott. Thank you, Frosty. Pronouns, the Bud calendar. Mr. Subaru, yeah, Mr. Subaru is another. I mean, I can't. If he blocked me too, but I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Uh, this didn't work out. The virtual background didn't work out the way I wanted to on that one. Let me see what I got to do here. I'm trying to. Damn it! I got too many. All right, Justin. Let me get you. Let me get you. Let me get you a link here. Who else wants to come on? What do you guys rate this? What do you guys rate this at? I can't stand light beer. Exactly. I find it funny. I've heard if you don't give him positive reviews, he blocks you. I don't care about getting positive reviews. I care more about just being respectful. I get a bit of a elitist vibe from Mr. Truman. Well, no. I mean, here, I'll tell you the biggest problem is people who live with their mothers. That's the biggest problem. People who live with their mothers have a hard time comprehending how to be a man. That's the problem. When they haven't fully left the house. That's all right, CP. You're my tool guy who's working man, not a corporation. Yeah, absolutely. I don't give a shit about corporate companies. I try to find you guys the best deals and just be real. I don't care what in the French toast happens otherwise. Justin Smith. Why can't I find? Hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. This is really hard for me. I suck at doing this, guys. I'm trying to do too much. Invite guest. I need a moderator. So keep this in mind, guys. I'm looking for a moderator that can help me run my show. That makes sense? Justin, I don't know if I have your email. Oh, yeah, I do. Frosty. Frosty. Peter, I'm sending you a link. We'll have you guys on. So that's a rating of 2.5 dead Ryobi 18-volt batteries. Shopkat. Shopkat, if you go to microbrew, really bad beers. I'm thinking of starting a channel called Fat Man in Little Shorts. Yeah, dude lives with his mom. Most of them do. Most of the guys that are having problems live with their mother still. What do you need, brother? I got you, Frosty. I sent you. My tool gam has changed for the Benner since crossing. Hey, listen, that's a win for me right there. That's all that matters. That's a huge win right there for me. You guys, I haven't heard anybody give me any rating reviews though for the. I need a rating review. Man, I can't get some of these up. I think you gave him too much hair. Oh, I'm your Huckleberry CP. Okay, let me send you. I sent you. I think I sent you a link. Yeah, I sent you a link. Uh, Justin, Rory, and Peter all have links right now. Use the @ symbol. Yeah, there you go. I'll help out if you need someone. I certainly do. I want to get somebody. Yes, you can, Gran Turismo fan. Jeep Gran Turismo. Uh-huh. Yeah. Nobody makes pizza rolls like my mom. She brings them to the basement for me.
Works.
What's up, Doc?
What's happening?
You know what? I don't never get tired of saying, "What's up, Doc?" I live next door to my mom. Well, hey, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with living next door to mom. What's up, Peter?
Hey, what's happening?
Up, hello, Dano. Did I miss Dano? Yeah, sorry about that. I'm terrible tonight. Right now, I'm having a hard time getting all this. Nobody likes eggplant. Nope. That's what the bonehead deserves. Yeah. Damn, bro. What's going on here, Shop? Damn, goes with his mom and gets on his head. CP. Yeah. Hey, Dano. Still Kentucky ballistic shooting up the Silverado today. Ouch. Oh, dude, that big gun he used was ridiculous too the other day. Anyway, nonetheless. All right. What's up, fellas? Sorry, I don't think I was too crazy tonight. I just kind of let it fly a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, I gotta stop. I gotta call it the bullshit as I see it.
Makes perfect sense.
What's up, GTF?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going. It's going. Let's get back to something that's not so offensive.
Shopkat, apparently the @ symbol does not work on the cell phone, only on the keyboard.
No, it does. It doesn't. It only works on the computer.
That explains a whole lot. I'm like wondering why it's working for everybody else. I thought it was just a cell phone thing.
So just to address while you guys are on here, so I I'm not trying to influence anybody to not hang out, but I will say that I don't feel comfortable anymore with being around. I've asked several times to be cordial with everybody, and I said, if we can all get along, that's fine. I don't care. But this week, when I was on a stream with a guy, what happened?
Somebody dropped out. Oops.
I don't know what happened. Oh, he accidentally did it. Are you there?
There he is.
I was like, what happened? So, anyways, like I was saying, so I've asked everybody to be cordial. I've really tried to be very, I've tried to lay back, but because I have a bigger channel, people seem to think that I'm the problem because I'm, when I say something, evidently it makes my voice louder, and I have more followers. I get that, okay, but at the end of the day, I don't want to even talk to them. I don't want to be around. I'm the type of person that I'm like, if you don't like me, I don't like you. Hey, I can stay miles apart.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanna troll me and pick on me and talk about me, well, I'll come back swinging. I'm not playing victim here. And I'm trying to express that to a lot of people. There's no victim here. I'm a fighter, you know?
Mhm.
And
That's the beauty of this platform too, but unfortunately it's missed by a lot of people. If you don't like what's going on, fucking scroll on.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm all about. Like if I don't like somebody anymore, I just don't, you know, I mean, I don't talk to them, you know? I will say I've had several issues with a couple things. Like I don't mess with Mr. Subaru. You know, he blocked me and I don't talk to him. He don't talk to me. I have made a couple videos criticizing his, but I thought that was kind of respectful in some aspects. I didn't really even get in his ass. Bad.
Mhm.
Where's Mr. Subaru in this live feed? He's not in this live feed.
He blew
He's
a
not
head
in-
gasket. He's not on his way anymore.
Yeah. It's hooey booey. Anyway, I thought you guys were friends. And then I guess something happened. Yes. Well, what happened was the people that I became not friends with, they literally said to me, this is how the whole story went down. So first of all, they claimed that they didn't like me because I said I was going to build a shop and then I didn't. And I also got sick. I had heart problems. I've had some severe medical problems over the last couple years that were very unexpected, and I've worked through them. And I didn't really complain about them too much on YouTube. In fact, most of you guys, anybody in here that knew, anybody, you know, I don't discuss that shit because you know what? It isn't part of YouTube. Secondly, they say I'm telling stories about what I don't know. I mean, I tell stories about a lot of things. Like I tell stories about why the chicken crossed the road. Was that a joke? Is that a story or a joke? I mean, when you tell a story, I don't understand what's that mean when you're saying you're telling story about what? About me being a Mac dealer, and that's not a story. Those are all facts. It's pretty subjective. There's a control issue going on, is what it is. It's all about control. I'm not in control of anything, but they're trying to be in control of me. That's what it all boils down to. Control freaks will always try to push the narrative for you to do what they want you to do, and that's not going to happen. Clearly, that's not going to happen. I follow what my subscribers want to do and see, and I follow what I want to do and see, not what a couple of trolls want to do and see and want me to do and see. So that's the long and short of that. But I you know, you guys can address this. I know you're kind of in the dark because it's kind of nobody knows. I mean, it's just a group of shitty people that keep continuing to do this and get into the drama. Justin knows. He's been around it, watched it enough. He's seen it. But a lot of people have.
Yeah.
What's up, Tree? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, hey, buddy, take it easy, Jimmy. I'll be fine. Looks fine to me.
Yep.
So, anyways, I live with my mom. I live in my mom and dad's house. Pretty cool. The basement is full of guns. You know, your mom doesn't live with you anymore, Chef. Why do you got that guy? But always got to be that one guy in here. It's like got to make it awkward. CP, you have great content and the tools. I'm okay with that because I like laughing anyway. Yeah. Hello, Dano, Canadian brother. Tree. Absolutely, Turbo Tie. I'm no one's trick pony. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yep.
That's my thing, and that's why I get a lot of heat from people. I'm no one's trick pony. If you think you're going to get me to do what you want me to do, think again. There's been my old man tried to put a bit in my mouth and a bridle in my mouth when I was a kid, and that didn't work out for him neither.
Yep.
Uncle Howie, what's up, Gilman? Anyway, enough of all the BS.
I notice a lot of the guys, if not most of the guys that are regular in your chats, are all saying hi to each other. They're pretty damn cordial.
If you look at if you look at my stream in a whole, the people that come in here every week are very respectful to each other. They don't sit there and bash on people. They don't make snide remarks. They don't make cheeky. Even you just seen what Gran Turismo fan, I'm sorry, I forget you're here, buddy. You're more than welcome to say anything, anyways. But you look at my streams time and time again, and we have fun in here, and we talk about good relative topics. We are real men, and that's why this channel keeps growing. Is because I don't have any ill will towards people that don't have any type of negativity. But you got this cancel culture group of YouTubers that call themselves the Tool Community, and I stress community, and they've been causing problems for years. They find a channel. So back in the day, it was Coon Trucking, and when I first started doing YouTube, they literally came at me with just absolute, blaspheming hate. And they're like, "Oh, dude, you don't want to be around this guy. You don't want to do with this guy. That's blah, 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 blah." That's what they do. They get in your ear so that then they can get on your channel. They see you going to places. And what do? They ride your coattails.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
They see you going somewhere. And so they're like, "I'm going to hitch to this wagon." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've learned this on YouTube that's kind of the thing. That's the thing to do. Like hitch your wagon to somebody that's going places, and then you can just get tugged along, And me, I'm a nice guy, so good. What do? I'm always like, "Hey, yeah, sure, come on, hitch your wagon." I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not here to. I really don't. I don't think about it. I'm just like, oh, I'm friends with everybody. But the problem is I'm friends with everybody until I get disrespected, and then I'm not your friend.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And that causes an issue right there. If you do something that's disrespectful and you're not a man, and you can't be a man about it, and I will call you on it, 100%. I think the biggest thing is they're literally trying to prove that I'm not a mechanic now. That's the number one thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my camera to be set up here. Hold on a second, guys.
They're trying to go.
What was the shop like today for y'all?
Miss you, buddy. I was sitting here watching everyone nod silently. Then I realized my speaker battery was dead. Oh no. Most good tools, and they say they're good. Yeah.
You don't have to R&R 5 transmissions a day to be a mechanic these days. I mean,
no.
The backbone of the thing right now is the guy doing the diagnostic.
Yep.
Turbo Tyler, I would rather be your friend than about 20 other guys I know. To be honest with you, because you don't bullshit me. I really do appreciate and respect somebody who's honest with me. And the thing is, there's somebody who's a blatant, hateful, honest. You guys understand, like when somebody comes up to you and says, "Man, you are fat and ugly and stupid." That's disrespectful. Right. Huh?
Who said that?
Oh, I get told that every day. Are you kidding me? Like I got thousands.
That's how I got married.
I got thousands.
I'm married.
That's how I found my wife.
That's just crazy, CP.
No, that's normal. That's a normal occurrence every day. That's literally like that's how dumb people are. They say that stuff right off the cuff. But anyways, I don't know. I don't really like talking about this shit because it's a drag. But anyways, I try to get off of it. But they're just doing CP just like they did JST. Oh yeah, absolutely. They're doing the exact same thing. Exact same thing. These guys these tool community guys. They think they're something, and they're all just jealous. They're jealous. If they see somebody gets a free. Here's the thing: is if they see somebody gets a free tool, okay, what's the first thing they do? Oh, you're a shill. Okay, then they say you're lying about the tool. They say you're not a mechanic. They did the same thing to Clay Coon, which I was involved in that too. Not gonna lie, but I was misled by people. They said that Clay was racist and he beat a black guy. That was false. I actually did the search on my own and pulled court records, paid to get court records to find out that the guy wasn't even black. And they lied about that.
Jesus.
Okay? So I called that out. And everybody, so what is that? What's everybody do?
Race.
Yeah, and I don't like Clay at all. I don't like Clay at all. I don't care for Clay, and I don't like Clay. But at the end of the day, Clay can do his own thing, and I'm fine with that. once again, I can be a man and not, not do nothing. But I will say when he, he's full of shit and pushing on that RBRT stuff and he's part of the Mobile Tool Network. He owns part of that Mobile Tool Network.
Yeah,
I mean,
he owns that.
Yeah, and he's not telling the truth on that. But I will say there's some things too.
I thought he did say that he owned that shop.
Huh?
I thought a couple years ago he did say that he owned that shop.
No, he owns them. He bought part of the Mobile Tool Network. I will say, here's the thing. Here's the other thing is, with YouTube, people want to find out where you work. When they hate you, they want to find out where you work so they can harass your work, get you fired, cause problems. Like, that's why they say you're not a mechanic. They call me not a mechanic, so that way they can see where my people's cars are, and they can harass the customers. They can harass the shops I work at. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to bait me into being stupid enough to show those things so they can harass the shops where I go to work at. And I'm not dumb because I know what their game is. Because that's why when I was friends with them, they were doing that shit. Wanting to send people.
That's the saddening thing, CP, is that they're willing to go that low. Their life sucks that much to do stuff like that.
And they claim they own businesses. They claim they're business owners. Yet that's what they want to do to other businesses, and that's how they want to treat other businesses. I don't think so.
That's shady stuff there. Holy crap.
I don't have any, once again, I don't care what, I'm not here to bash on Clay.
Oh, I know.
And I don't care what Clay does, but I will say when I see something like where he's, and the sad thing is these guys have all bashed on Clay too. And now they're all buddies with Clay. They jump the bandwagon all the time, man. All the time. They're just back and forth. So, yeah, people forget how many lives CP spent boosting channels to 1,000.
Nope.
Anybody here disagree with that statement?
I've seen it from others.
Yeah. So, anyways, it is what it is.
And a lot of them are the ones that you no longer talk to.
I got a channel. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm talking about this tonight when I brought you guys on.
You're good.
I just kind of want to do it. Listen, no disrespect to any other channels but the people that are messing with me, okay? Like, I'm not trying to bash on Clay Coon, okay? Clay makes great content, and Clay has some good aspects about what he does, and I'm perfectly fine. And Clay is 1,000% more respectful than any of those guys are. So I will. Yep. He earned my respect for that, 100%. Just because, even though I picked on him a little bit, he still hasn't turned. He still doesn't. And we've had a conversation, and he lied to me, and I got mad about it. But at the same time, at least Clay's a man. Clay's a man, and he's got my respect for that. He's got my respect for that 100%. So, but anyways, who in YouTube has gone places? Nobody on the tool community. I can tell you that much. Tool community is considered the butthole. The whole tool community is considered a butthole of YouTube. It is the doormat of YouTube. It is not. It is, people look down on people. Yes. Told me I was a know-it-all. Claimed I was running moral of the shop because I show up at other tests because I can diagnose and fix everything, especially when I can figure it out exactly. I'm not sure. Did I miss something on there? Anyways, I don't know what that exactly means. How are they proving whether or not someone is a mechanic? ASE search, because those are pretty much meaningless. No, they're saying that I don't know what they're saying. I honestly haven't heard them. They're just backstabbing me. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Better to spit in my face and stabbed in the back.
So true. So true.
Yeah. I may be fat and stupid. My mom says I'm handsome, and she's the number one piece of brings me pizza rolls.
Wow, the meatloaf.
Yeah, I'm not here to argue with anyone. I'm just here to have fun, talk some tools and automotive. Turbo tie, that is the biggest and the most amazing thing right there. That's really all I want to do. And people get upset because I'm very, so I will say I apologize, and I've said this before to you guys. I talk a lot on YouTube because I feel the need to keep the chat going. So any lulls, and it's maybe sound like I'm trying to take over the stream. That's my nervous tendency.
You're
That's
good,
all.
CP. You know this.
I know, but other people want to talk to, and I apologize because it's kind of a nervous trait. Here comes Doc with his big cat.
It's all good. After just a little bit of time, everything settles down and it all goes smooth.
It's been going on for a year.
This area is like we're family, anyways. You know this,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying in the YouTube chat there. I mean, I like to look at us as a brotherhood. We come together. If somebody has a question about something, somebody better step up and help. That's why we're here.
I agree. That's exactly what I'm trying to create too.
I believe that was the point of, I never did get it to work. Was that what's that?
Discord?
Yeah, I could never get Discord to work on my phone, but I remember that was something that CP was trying to do, was make a hive mind. A bunch of people.
We got Discord working. We got Discord working, and it is up and running, so it's still there. It's in my link in my about section of my page. And it's still there's still people that ask questions, and there's moments where I get in there and we can share, and it's actually not a bad deal. I've always tried to teach other guys, know other guys all I know, but all I wanted to ask for help. I would even loan them my tools. I don't know. I just get it done. I don't get it. That's a great comment right there, because that's exactly, I've had guys too. You loan them tools, you help them out, and then they treat you like shit for it. And like, that's exactly. I just gave away 2 scan tools in the last month. 2 scan tools for worth a little over $1,000. One was to a younger guy that was north of town here that really needed one bad. He's trying to up his game in his work, and he said, I need a scan tool and I can't afford one, CP. He told me his story, didn't even ask me for one. Okay.
That's cool.
He didn't ask me, which is exactly how I like to operate. He didn't beg me for one. He didn't say, hey, can I have a scan tool? He said, CP, I'm looking for a scan tool. Sent me a message. He said, I live an hour out of town. He said, I know you're from Iowa and I trust your opinion. And I talked to him, and so then the more and more I got to talk to him, I realized this kid was a really hardworking kid, a really good kid. So I said, dude, I got a scan tool for you. Let me meet up with you. Give you a scan tool. So I gave him my X431.
Nice.
I don't know where you went, Gran Turismo, but you manned up and were respectful, and they were silent, and then spread rumors after. BS for real. Just got to move forward. JWC Talk, if you want to come on my stream, let me know. Send me an email. You're more than welcome to come on, brother. I did what I had to do. How does South Main Auto do it? He's got his shop on lock. I will say that he's got his shop on lock. Like, he literally has his shop so that, like, he has a door in between the customer deal, and I'm sure it locks from the inside so customers can't come out to the shop. His wife polices the office, so that way if somebody comes in there, they can't walk out while he's doing a video. I've seen him do cuts on videos. It's not easy, and it takes time, extra time, to try to create a video and do a repair. A lot of extra time. People don't understand that. I don't have time.
About my channel, I've been wanting to film a repair. Like, I just did a truck this past weekend, and like an asshole, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have set up a camera every time.
Well, dude, it's not. I mean, it's not. I will be honest with you. It's not all that enjoyable for me to film a car repair, because I'm, like, sometimes I'm like, this is not fun to do anyways. And the last thing I want to do is try to have to get camera angles and make it more frustrating. I don't know how.
Too. I tried that a couple years ago with a Cadillac. I did an axle and a bunch of stuff on it, and like I found myself distracted because I was constantly moving the tripod and bag that. I even went so far as to ask buddies, hey, why don't you just be the man behind the camera and just follow me around for a day?
I did that Ford Fusion water pump on my channel. Was the last repair I did. And that took 2 days to film that for 20-minute video.
Oh my God, CP.
Yep,
Holy
because
crap.
because I didn't have the puller for the pump.
Oh.
Oh.
GPS back.
Sometimes it just takes too long. Like I'm moving around the shop all the time, and it's rare I put the camera up and actually record myself doing something. I did happen to get a pump the other day. That was kind of cool. You know, a couple didn't do that, but it slows you down.
Yeah, well, like Rayman repairs. That guy just straps the camera on and goes to town, and he's going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Back when I was like 30, I might have done that. I'm just older now, and I don't, you know, much. I'm not saying I'm not going to have repair videos on my channel because that's just for some. I'm not going to talk about it because people criticize me when I talk about what I want to do and where I'm wanting to take this channel. So I'm just going to let it happen naturally, and you guys will have to sit around and wait and see if you know. I mean, like if people are sitting here waiting for me to make automotive content, and you're here for tool content now, like what you're here for, whatever I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing. That's all there is.
Like I don't know if you guys seen my one video a year or so ago about parasitic draw testing. Where,
yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I made that wooden board and I drilled a bunch of holes and popped wire through it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about doing something like that with like rear drum brakes. Go to the junkyard, lop off a rear, you know, just like the last like
the rear
6
axle.
of an axle. Then put it on some unit strut, which I can then put on my tool bench here, and then just film showing you guys how to take it apart and put it back together rather than doing it live on a car.
You know, I was actually going to be doing that this weekend with my own truck because I have to do the drum brakes for my SN.
Yeah. Well, and that's another one too. Is I thought about in a little while I'm ordering the control arms for my truck, and I don't want to talk about that. That pissed me off. But
what truck?
My 14 Ram.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Well, the bitch of it is there's like 4 different ones available depending on what suspension package you have and all that shit.
Oh.
And
dang.
The harder part is there's not a whole lot of aftermarket support for different packages too.
Oh.
So, and I with my truck, I'm not one to cheap out, especially on suspension or brakes. So I insist upon going to Chrysler and getting new ones at $400 a piece.
$400 a piece? Oh.
That's my cost too, you know, through my wholesale discount through the dealership. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one, but you know, luck has it, I came into a couple of bucks this week. Should be getting mailed to me eventually. A minor little inheritance, if you will.
That reminds me of like all the electronic stuff I bought over the last year of where I work.
Yeah.
I think my electronics pricing right now for just testing like relays, all the electronic diagnostics and that, I think I'm at like $4,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm like I literally did a whole list. I'm like, oh my God, I spent that much.
What kind of you're doing 12 volt, right?
Yeah, I'm doing 12 volt.
I'll tell you what, these right here, I love these. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I have those.
The
loops, the relay loops. Yep.
Absolutely love these things.
And then you attach the amp clamp to them.
I have an AES wave kit, and it's got a fusible loop in it. I really like those because you can change the amp loops on them, or you can change the fuses on them. So that way, if you're testing like a 3 amp or 5 amp or 20 amp, yeah, that
I
kit's
also
really...
have the Lyle kit for the fuse saver.
I've never seen the fusible one before. That's a pretty cool idea, actually.
Yeah, check out the AES wave kit. It's the best. I got mine after watching Eric O, and I got to tell you, it's one of the best. It has all the GM connectors. It has all the Fords. Where you're doing your back probing on pins and stuff like that. Yeah. Fantastic for doing any type of your testing, fuel pumps and whatnot. I use the hell out of it. use that. I use the IPA. Well, they're Matco, but I got the fuse relays where you turn them off and on.
Yep.
That way you can just kick your deal. And,
The thing I wish that this relay tester set had was exposed pins, so I could touch a test lead to it as well. But whatever.
Yeah, each one's different. That's for sure.
I've seen the other sets that are out there. I forget who makes it. I think it's
But
HEC.
I'll be honest, the Lyle ones, they are nice, but with what you're talking about where you put the test light to them, but do they get expensive quick? I think I'm at $120 for the 2 sets.
That's why I never bought them. I looked at the price tag and I'm like, bag this, and then you've seen, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I put up 2 videos about testing relays and relay circuits.
Hey,
why am I going ham with tools when I know how to do this without them?
Grand Prisma fan, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. I was trying to get my camera on. I'm having some technical difficulties.
Okay. Well, hey, don't. If you got to say something, jump right in, buddy.
Okay.
Don't. I don't want you to feel like we're leaving you out.
Okay. I understand.
Just jump right in. This is a free for all. Don't be scared. So
talking about that multimeter CP from last week, I have one, and I will agree there are certain discrepancies for certain things on it, because sometimes it makes you wonder, like, if you did blow the fuse or not.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, the snap-on Bluetooth one. Yeah, I have it too.
I was just talking to Wasso HVAC about it the other day on his stream, because he was asking me about it, and we both had watched CP's video about the top 5 tools that you shouldn't buy he didn't like from Snap-on, and I get it. This thing chews through batteries. I really do.
So one of my ones that I have the Curian. And I always forget to talk about that, and I don't use it enough because I kind of just go to the multimeter because I'm programmed. Being an older guy, my biggest flaw, I will say, is that I'm repetitive at doing what I will grab the meter and just put on volts and the Curian. The Curian is one of the best tools on the market, and the support that thing has is absolutely phenomenal. And the thing is why I don't like using it a lot is because I have to pair it up with my phone and get it going. And that's why I grab the meter, because I grab the meter, turn it on, flick it on, and hook it up. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Now, I wish I do have another Mac meter, and I don't use it. It's brand new. It's kind of my backup, which you gotta have a backup meter. And that's how I found out that I was having issues with current drop or like in fluctuation. I don't trust it. When I was doing a battery parasitic draw, my brain isn't working right now. When I was doing a parasitic draw test, I seriously felt like that Snap-on was not giving me a proper reading.
I did find out one thing: the discrepancies is when you do the range to get the actual right voltage, or even when you're doing the ohms.
Oh, the Snap-on tool reader. Joel just quit.
This is the one that I've got.
Oh, that is. Did those used to be made by Fluke?
This, you know what? I have had this
300 series. Yeah,
these are just.
They're
I
Blue
hate
Points.
to say the word rebranded, but a rebranded Fluke.
I think they are. I could be wrong on that, and I'm sure somebody knows more than I do.
I've had this thing apart.
I
thought I saw the Fluke logo on the printed circuit.
What's that, Frosty?
That looks just like the Flukes we had in community college.
Yeah, they used to give out. Well, I know that I had the option to get a Snap-on or a Fluke, and I was a dumbass, and I ended up buying the Mac on the discount. I bought an EM710. Wasn't a terrible meter. It was kind of nice for a beginner because it had the close-offs where you couldn't stick the ports in. So when you're doing a parasitic draw, you couldn't overload a circuit. You know what I mean? But
when I was in college, they gave us the Fluke 83-3.
Really?
Now, Yeah, that was many, many moons ago. We had fluke. Hell, we had the fluke in the army too. But some of those sons of bitches, I didn't trust those because they've been kicked around and shot at for forever.
I'm gonna say they probably were smashed by an M16 and everything.
Well, truth be told, this one here, the first one I got is actually now on display at Snap-on's office in Wisconsin because it saved me from death.
Really?
One of the shops I worked at, wasn't very well maintained, and the hoist gave out with me underneath it. I was doing electrical testing on a Dodge Ram, 3/4 ton, and this wedged itself into the hoist. Yeah, the screen was crushed and everything, but it stopped the whole rest of the truck from coming down and squishing me.
Wow.
And I knew right there I was made. I'm like, I'm not getting a new voltmeter. So I scooped up all the pieces and I carried it onto the truck later that day. And the guy's like, this is the coolest goddamn thing I've ever seen. And my boss gave him the thumb drive from the security camera showing the car come down. And I got a letter from Snap-on. They go, yeah, just watch your mailbox. Sure as shit, this shows up. And they asked permission to display the one that saved my ass, as well as the video clip, which they got now up in Kenosha.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know we even had a plant in Kenosha for Wisconsin.
Are you kidding me? That's where Snap-on
I didn't know
headquarters
that, CP.
Hey, what's up, GTF? How you doing, buddy?
Hi. It took me a while to get this to work. Oh, took me forever.
Right on. Well, hey, good to put a face with a name.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Another one for you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This a $20 find on Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
What is that?
You just stick a
relay
in it, and then you can choose between 4 and 5 pin with this dip switch here, and then hit the test button, and it runs it through and tests. And if this LED flashes red for any reason, that's a bad relay.
Have you seen the Lyle one?
I have the Lyle one with the pins and everything.
Yeah,
the clips.
It does shielded and non-shielded. That looks like it only does the non-shielded ones.
Right. That's pretty much everything that I come across right now here at in the
I had a Toyota. I had a very interesting one on a Toyota, and I should have done a video on it, and I didn't. So, do you know that the old Toyotas, like the early SR22s, have a special relay in them that those relay testers won't work on?
No.
Yes, they have a God. What do they call it? It's a circuit breaker type relay.
Huh.
The bi-metal one. Yeah.
Like the SR22. So I was working on a camper, to be honest with you, like one of those Toyota campers with the dualies, and the fuel pump relay was bad, and so they called me in to help diagnose this, and this is no joke. I was absolutely stumped on this, and so I brought my tester in, and the tester was like, it said it was bad, so we got another one, right? Got another relay. They're kind of hard to get too. They're not easy, so I had to order one. Well, got another relay, and that showed bad. And I was like, what the hell? So then I started looking on forums, and they're like, yeah, you can't. You have to test those like the old way with a meter. And,
the 89 4Runner had the same setup where you had to it was weird. I had to test. When I was testing, I had to make sure that I had voltage and resistance at the mass air, the oil switch, and I was like, what the fuck? Just to run the fuel pump?
Yeah, because they're interconnected. That's why.
Don't worry about squeaking the door, kid. It's fine.
God, I wish I could remember what that was. That was like a year ago that I did that.
You're fine. Just walk through.
I think it's a Denso relay.
Like there's a few of relays that I have to deal with that are kind of pain in the neck because the diesel ones change so much. And then you come to find out some are underneath a 12-volt reference and some of them are underneath a 5-volt reference.
Yeah. This is just the empty box. I'm not going to dig it out of the toolbox. But here's another one that I absolutely love.
I love that power probe.
I have not used that one.
Yeah.
This one here, the guys when I worked at the old shop always would, if they saw me dragging that out, they'd clear out. Just get the fuck away from Rory. Nope. He is not having a good day if this thing has to come out.
Yeah, I made one mistake with a power probe. I'll never do it again. I'll use a power probe, but not the way that I did the first time.
Yeah,
Good evening, Idle Time.
I do.
If you know what I'm hinting at,
Snap-on truck.
I'm never doing it again.
I
I'm
do
here
wish
for
I could
gossip.
get on a Snap-on truck, though. I want to get the extension cord for that.
Oh yeah, the extensions. I have 112 feet for mine.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry Springer passed away.
Yeah, he passed
Yeah,
away.
it's the
What
other
is it? A
night.
few days ago in
No way.
Illinois.
Are you kidding me?
79
Yep.
years old.
Yeah, he was young.
He used to be a local person for our news channel here in Cincinnati.
Really?
Yeah, for 25 years, I think.
Dang. And then he got the show after that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I
Because
think
it was like late 80s that he started that show.
Well, then he got on
Thank you, Steve.
in New York. He got on the bar and became a judge. That TV show, Judge Springer. He literally was a actual judge.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Jerry Springer was also a mayor for Cincinnati, the city of
Doc
Cincinnati.
needs his own channel. Does your cat have its own YouTube channel, Doc?
She likes to try and take over the channel. If I could ever get my downstairs shot put together, so I don't have her out here where all the chemicals are, But she's right now trying to claw through the steel door behind me again. But
Thank you, Frosty, for reminding everybody. Listen, smash that like button for us. Get this video out because this will stay live. So this will be shared. This will not be taken down. We'll see if the haters what they think about that. But I shouldn't say anything. But I'm just saying. Grimm's Auto Service, great guy, great mechanic. He does a ton of work. That's why I quit making videos because I would have to make them on my days off. Frustrating when you're busy all the time doing stuff. I definitely a deal. I don't want to get back on that subject right now, but just got home watching the background fish up. Appreciate you, bro. Ansel X7 looks great. Yeah, I'm right here, Andrew. Sorry. Hello, Carmen Isabella. Hello. 66 likes. We can do better. Welcome, Carmen.
well, if I could like it, yes, I would.
They have a waiting list. Who's ready for EPA 2027 emissions and Cummins new 48 volt systems? I'm glad I'm not working on big trucks. I got to tell you. Any inrush current experts here? Hello, Carmen. Who you calling dip switch? You dip switch?
Speaking of trucks and 48 volts and all that, the greatest thing that my company has done is we've gone to leasing trucks. You get a lease truck, they have to fix it.
Right.
We don't have to pay to fix them. I don't have to get out there.
The biggest bitch about a leased truck is if you're on the road somewhere, you need to immediately go in when the mileage is up for the service. Otherwise, your company gets spanked for it.
Dude, he was the mayor of Cincinnati too. Sorry, squirrel. I couldn't.
I'm surprised you're not going to get burned in the morning.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he was.
You got to overestimate on those things, and what we end up doing is buying them out of the lease at the end because you get a truck that's 3 to 5 years old, and you're paying 38 to 45,000 for it, and for a truck, I mean that's going to make its money back in a matter of months.
Right. Makes sense. You know what the bad thing is, unfortunately, about big trucks is that the companies are kind of screwing people when they buy truck. Like the shops are kind of. I feel maybe I'm on the line on this, but I feel like some of the shops are screwing the trucks because they know they're making so much money. They're kind of like, hey, we'll get to it when we get to it. So on and so forth. I don't know. There's a few. I don't know. I could be way off, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but I've seen a couple of shops, big truck shops, where they're really hanging some truck drivers out to dry, with some repair stuff.
Management too.
Yeah, management, so on and so forth.
Management
I
dispatch.
had to
are the
do the
biggest
mobile
things
repair
that
stuff through
truck drivers.
petrol, and sometimes it sucked. I felt bad for some of the drivers
Right.
because, like, for petrol, we could only do certain things for, like, if it was a OEM permanent code, we had to send them to the dealer per management policy.
Makes sense.
It sucked, because it's like just us hooking up with JPro was like $100 and something starting off.
Yeah, it's
So
funny.
you feel bad for doing that because it's like, well, if it comes up as this, I'm gonna have to send you here, and can really screw somebody over, especially like some of the truck drivers. Most of them were going cross country as it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually brought a part to work today. During a safety brief yesterday, the one of the master techs was talking about how he knows everything that everybody's ever printed about brakes. So I walked over to his toolbox this morning and I dropped a brake chamber on his toolbox and he goes, "What the fuck is this?" I have no idea. What is that?
I will tell you this much right now: as long as I've been working on cars, I don't think I could ever call myself a master tech or even take that title. And I'm definitely not that skilled. But
He's got that title from the state, because he's taken all the tests. Like I have to get, I'm technically speaking, I'm a master certified technician through the state of Michigan because I have to have a license to practice. But it's like that doesn't mean shit. It just means you can pass a test.
Yep.
If you look at the tests here in Michigan, a lot of the questions are geared towards vehicles that are not even on the road anymore. They're asking us, about honing wheel cylinders and master cylinders. Like we still do that. Pretty sure I just throw it over the shoulder and grab another one off the shelf.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Even at home, I don't know.
Well, even my electrical test was asking me about rewinding and rebuilding starters and alternators.
Really?
Yeah.
That thing that's been dead for what, 30 years plus?
At least.
For doing it?
I've had a couple.
I'm 35. I don't remember them doing that in the 90s.
No, we never took them apart in the Army. We just threw them out, got a new one. Here you go.
We did it in community college. We did, and that was 99.
Okay, so it was last 30 years then.
Yeah, I mean 2001. I was at school there, and they never. We took them apart to see what we didn't like about them, but that was about it.
No, I always remember you'd put the armature on a growler and you'd test the stator and the diodes, and hell, we still had a distributor machine.
Really?
Hey, you're gonna get Chef fired up. You just said you had a distributor machine. Chef still has a distributor machine in his. Who knows that Chef Adrian still has a distributor machine?
Oh,
Like,
wow.
It's one of those old Sun machines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember those big bastards that take up like the whole front end of somebody's stall?
Chef, do you want to come on? We should have you on. Like I could just Chef will walk around the shop and then he'll show us the $2 million in cars he has in his yard. And
Grand Rapids, Chef.
Huh?
Ooh, you're not too far.
Yeah, you can't get a distributor curved if you're building an old motor now because there's
we still have an electrical builder shop here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, we have two of them. I've had starters rebuilt. I've actually gotten starters rebuilt. I still do it every once in a while if a customer's really cheap. I just say, hey, I can get this done for this, and there's 90-day warranty on it. It'll save you $200. That's the route we can go. I don't condone doing it, but our guys are good. Like I trust them that they rebuild good starters. I've used them a couple times and I've never had a problem. And they're a bunch of old guys, which I trust old guys rebuilding starters.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you've got something old, it's a good deal. Like there's some old Fords, like the FEs that came with a real big heavy duty starter. and you'll never find that replacement anymore.
Right.
Or it's
Oh,
$1 million.
I've cheaped out on a couple of my Chevys and just replaced the Bendix too, though.
Sometimes
Oh, that's too bad, Chef. I think you would have we would have fit you right into the conversation. I know you love to walk around your garage and talk about all your stuff your dad had, and it's really, he's got a museum. Chef's literally got a museum in his garage, 100%. Like he's got small blocks, from small block 400s, and stuff laying around. He's got Fords. Did you guys see? I don't know if you guys follow him or not. Chef just did a great video. His dad's got a pretty sweet. I'm not a Mustang. I'm kind of a Mustang guy.
I love his Mustangs. Oh my God, is that convertible? Oh my God, is that
beautiful? His dad had exquisite taste. I will tell you that. He was a smart man and he had a good eye.
Oh yeah.
And Chef's so his convertible, they were rebuilding a 91 or 2 or something. I can't remember what it was, but a convertible Fox body
5.0. That's a beautiful car.
One color. I mean, it's really nice. It ain't finished, but I'd like to see him get it finished. It's just he's got the he's got the Vanilla Ice 5.0 only in red. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is.
I've had so
check
many
that out.
boxes, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's awesome. He showed both the cars on when he was actually cleaning out the house for his dad.
Oh,
That was 92.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It is a great. Like he's got a nice collection of Mustangs. I grew up with Mustangs, so I've kind of got a soft plate. Like I used to hate him. You know, I was the guy that drove a Camaro, and I was like, my 3. I was like, I had, always was going to get the license plates 5.0 eater and stuff like that. Because I had a 383 in my Camaro, and I bought one. I bought a 92 GT hatchback, and I loved it. I got to say, when I got it, I was like, man, these cars are so awesome for what they were.
I had a 89 notch, and I had a guy make me a vinyl pony that goes in the back window, but his tail was up a little bit, and little Chevy symbols were falling out.
Nice. Nice.
And see, I'm not like my tools. I'm not picky about like brands. I'm not a Ford, Chevy, Dodge. Like, I'm not like one of those brand loyal guys. And I absolutely now just love I love certain cars, obviously. Brands doesn't matter to me. They're all shit. Like I'm just between me and my dad.
It comes down to like there's certain Fords I don't touch because I know how difficult they are to work on. At least when it comes to older, because I like my older vehicles. So like the Mustangs, I didn't mind working on them when I was a kid. So I grew up around the 90s. It was their vans that sucked working on, and there was something else that I hated working on, their small cars.
Between me and my dad, we had 22 Fox bodies. What's up, bro? Road Conductor Mike. I ran into Nick from Nick's Garage at Autorama here in Toronto. He had me on his live stream. I gave him a Chilton from 1965 and set points and brushes for a starter. We had a good time. That's awesome.
Wow.
That's actually really freaking cool that you did that, Dano. That's really cool. Been to Toledo once, watched a guy get shot.
I kid you not. I was there on business. I was there for 4 days. My first night there, I go outside because I was trying to be respectful to the homeowner where I was staying. And I went outside. This is back when I actually smoked cigarettes. And I go out on the porch. Next thing I know, I see a guy get lit up, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I start calling the cops, and they're like, "Dude, this happens here all the time. Just stay low." I'm like, "Whoa!"
It's like going to Chicago or Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the same way.
I will say this.
I don't miss living in Chicago. I grew up there, and
I will say this. I have a knack for going to, and then look, I'm a big fat guy, and I have bib overalls, and I'm goofy looking, but I have a knack for walking into any form of society and becoming friends with people right away. So I went to the south side of Chicago, unbeknownst to me that it was a terrible area, and went to like some really gang related territory. And I became friends with like 4 guys right away. Well, of course, I was going to a pistol match, so I was talking about guns. and these guys were they were gangsters. They were straight up gangsters. There's no doubt about it. And
the guns boys and all.
yeah, and I'm not down with the gangster shit, but the fact of the matter is we were talking about guns and he was talking about Glocks. And he's like, yo, man, my Gen 3's like hanging up. And I was like, oh, you just need a new ejector. I was like, those had a problem with them and doing that. And I said, it's really easy to replace. And I told him how to do it. He's like, dog, he goes, you're a bad mofo. Just come in here looking like a hillbilly and teach me how to fix a gun.
I lived not far from, I was on the south side of Chicago over by Midway Airport for a while there. And yeah, it's a different world. And then you go to the other side of the city, closer to Wrigleyville, and it's night and day difference.
I like the culture. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, humble people, I don't have a problem. I have rich friends, really rich friends, stupid rich friends, dumb rich friends. And I have friends that are really poor. I don't ever judge a person by what they're doing in life. Mm-hmm. I judge a person. It's not about what happens, how your life is. It's about how you react to how your life is. You can be poor and be an awesome person. You can be rich and be a douchebag. You can be poor and be a douchebag. Nope. There's really it really doesn't matter. It's how your attitude is, and that's all that matters. I know guys that are just loaded to the gills and you would never know it because they wear jeans, like ratty jeans and t-shirts, work in the mud, work in the dirt, and I also know poor people that try to act like they're awesome and they, wear brand new shoes and clothes and everything like that, but they're not shit. I mean, it's just, that's human life.
Mark, so, I heard he keeps a razor in his shoe.
What's that?
Mark Olson commented about Leroy Brown. I was like, I heard he keeps a razor in his shoe.
Oh, what's up, Mark? If you go down there, you better be what this man called bad Leroy Brown. Baddest in the whole damn town. Meaner than a junkyard dog. How's the rest of that? Now, I sing that song all the time.
Oh my God.
Bad Leroy Brown.
You get me hammered, I'll do it at karaoke though.
You get the best food in Chicago, dude. I've been to the Wiener Circle. If you're from Chicago, I've heard a lot of people don't know about this. Who's from Chicago has heard about the Wiener Circle and the milkshake?
The Wiener Circle's good. There's another one called Gene and Jude's. It's kind of like going to remember watching Seinfeld, the Soup Nazi?
Yeah.
You go in. I mean, people will be lined up, in the morning to get into this joint like an hour or two before they open the doors. And you start at the left. You tell them how many, and then you step to the right. You tell them what you want on it. But if you slip up and say ketchup, the owner will come out and throw you right the hell out, and you got to get back to the end of the line and try again.
Ouch.
In Chicago, it is sacrilegious to put ketchup on a dog. Well, next door is a BP Mustard. That has a McDonald's inside. They got hip to this and started charging $0.25 a packet for ketchup.
Oh my Lord! Wow.
I'll tell you my favorite spots in Chicago are Portillo's. Gotta have
Portillo's is really good.
The chocolate cake. That's what the cake, the chocolate cake. It's literally stupid dumb. Like good.
It's funny you mention that. Fluffy, not the Mexicanic, but Fluffy, as in Gabriel Iglesias, actually talked about that, where they took the chocolate cake and he's watching this. He starts drooling, and they take it and drop it into a blender and make a milkshake out of it.
Oh, dude. Just when you thought the cake couldn't get better, having one of those in a cake shake. I'm telling you, I had them both, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I literally right now just talking about it, my mouth is watering, and I haven't had him for 2 years. I'm not even joking you. I literally just talking about it is making me salivate. And you know what I do to fix my craving for that? When I do, the closest I can get to it is go get a little bit of vanilla ice cream, and I get some ho-hos, and I grind them up, and that's as close as I can get to with doing that cake shake. Like that.
The next time you're out there, though, get a combo sandwich. That's a Polish on Italian beef.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The other place I'm a big fan of.
I didn't get fat by not eating that kind of stuff.
See, I grew up going to Milwaukee all the time, and because of what Milwaukee is, most of them are old German and Polish restaurants. So I grew up going to that type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Lulu,
Illinois, and several of the McDonald's in Chicago proper at the beginning of Bears season actually served Johnsonville's. And they were actually really freaking good.
We're just talking. You know what? When you talk about Chicago food, I've never been to New York, and I know New York people talk about pizza and stuff like that. But dude, when I went to Chicago, I was like, dude, how much better could food be in Chicago than in Iowa? And you know, a lot of places, I think it's just because you don't have it there. But going there, I couldn't. Like, I was at Lou Malnati's, and the pizza blew my mind. You know, I mean, like, and then I had Italian beef from. I can't remember who the hell we had Italian beef from. But dude, this is no joke. No, I had Italian beef sandwich. This is no joke. I literally have Gianardi or how do you say it?
Giordano's?
Giardiniti. I have Giardinini.
Oh, Giardinera.
Yeah, Giardinera. I literally buy Giardinera and keep it in my refrigerator now. After I went to Chicago, first time in my life, never even used this stuff before.
Do you get the neon green relish too?
I get the hot and spicy and the regular. Oh yeah, the neon green relish, the real pickle relish like that, dude. Yeah, dude. I don't know how we got on talking on food, but it's probably because
I miss sauerkraut.
Food's a tool. Food is a tool.
Yes, it is.
Dirty water dog is hard to beat. New York dirty water dog. Lou Malnati's pizza. Oh yeah, I put ketchup on my dog.
Sorry, I can't. I've been to New York. I can't stand their pizza. If you could read a newspaper through their dough, it's too damn thin.
Right. I will tell you that I never ate ketchup on a Chicago hot dog because I didn't want to get shivved. Dead serious.
Milwaukee's somewhat similar to Chicago for when it comes to that because the old Germans, it was mustard, relish, sauerkraut. That's it.
I eat ketchup on my hot dogs, but when you're in Chicago and you have like a poppy seed bun, sport peppers, and like mustard and relish, and you try to ask for ketchup, you'll get shanked. I promise you.
He's not joking.
Food is another good one. Yep.
Skyline chili dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Skyline good.
We got Gran Turismo all fired up now. Got him a little horned up on there about the Skyline chili dog.
And Gold Star and La Rosa's. La Rosa's like a pizza chain here in Cincinnati. Gold Star is the same as Skyline, but a unique difference with their chili. It's like more spicier than Skyline.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, in Toledo, they got this place, Tony Paco's. Amazing hot dogs, and that's coming from a guy who came from the land of hot dogs, Chicago.
That sounds amazing.
And when I went there, it was right next to a ballpark. So I guess it's a AAA ballpark they got down there. And I went in, and the lady who's at the door, she goes, "Did you see who you just passed going out?" I says, "No, I wasn't even paying. No, never mind." Apparently, I passed the actor Jamie Farr, if you remember him from Match.
Oh wow! And
he
interesting.
And I'm like, I got the scoop. Apparently, he during the running of that TV show was actually talking about this place.
Interesting. Huh.
So what's a West New York garbage plate? I got to know what's on this. It sounds interesting. Obviously, as all of us being food connoisseurs. Next time you go back to Gene and Jude's, drive it to this place road to Paradise Pup and get a char burger with Merce. Jesus God, you guys are killing me. Chili in the cupboard. Don, I don't really know Ford Boss. I guess I wouldn't be opposed to having him on here. I always try to have interesting guests on it, and I need to do work on that and have more guys on because that's really what I like to do. I like to interview and have guys on, and hopefully maybe we can here this summer get some more people on from different aspects and whatnot and talk. I honestly would really like to travel this summer, and I'm going to. I already have one trip planned. I'm going to travel and hopefully visit some of you guys out there. So remember, I'll try to keep it posted, but if I'm in the line of fire, I already almost made a trip to Florida. Keep it in
Jeez.
mind. So I'm going to talk about this
Wow.
real quick. I need to tell Jeremy. So Jeremy, where's he at? Jeremy. He hasn't talked for a while. Jeremy
He was the
asked me a
one from
question.
the beginning, right?
What's that?
He was the one that was from the beginning of the chat, right?
He's been in here
Right,
a couple
Jeremy?
times. He's popped in a couple times. I'm not good enough to keep up with everybody, so I understand some people don't. So right there, Jeremy. Jeremy right
Yeah.
here. So Jeremy, aka Jeremy, from Wisconsin. He said, so he'd asked me a question about. I'm sorry to change the deal here. Change the chat here. Yes, I know about your memorial service. I'm trying to work all of it in. I've got one. I got. You know, it is what it is. Okay. So, anyways, Jeremy made. Okay, I told him I was going to tell him the story. I posted that picture about the air compressor for $450, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a smoking deal on that Quincy air compressor. Smoking deal.
Yeah,
And
for Quincy.
I'm not going to say who, but there was a friend of mine that has a YouTube channel. He said, "Damn, I wish I'd have known that. I'd have bought it and had paid for it, have it shipped because I'm looking to get an air compressor." And I was like, "Damn, I wish I'd have known because I would have just brought it down to you. How awesome would that have been? I could drive and deliver it to you." And it's not like it's a big channel. It just would have been fun to take a trip to drive down and meet him and like deliver it to him. But that would have been cool. He's like, "I'd have paid you $500. That would have covered my gas, which would have been really awesome." I mean, not that I'm looking to make money off of it.
Yeah.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, it would have been fun to do that. But anyways, so the story I got to tell you about the air compressor is that I was going to tell Jeremy was a good story about air compressors. Is I don't remember what the conversation was or the context, but I think we said we're talking about how people are not using air as much and shop owners are happy because electric bills are down. Well, I have a shop here where the guy, his bill ran up so high from his air compressor that it literally was costing him almost $1,000 a month, and he didn't know any better. So
Jeez.
a shop, this is funny, and I've heard of this happening, but the shop, you know, they've transferred over from using air, right? But they've never really, their air compressor just keeps running like a sewing machine, right? No big deal, no problems. So everybody's been using cordless tools, and the shop owner's never done anything about his air. Never checked it, doesn't do anything. I mean, they literally, it's like, it's just a tank. It runs good. So one day, the shop, one of the guys was like, "How come that god dang air compressor runs so much? Hardly anybody's using air." The owner realized for the last 4 years that air compressor had been running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and was basically losing 7 psi about every 20 minutes. Yeah. So it just had a small leak in it. So it had a small leak in it for 4 years, and it was costing him $1,000 a month. So I thought that was a really funny story because people talk about what shop costs and incurring shop costs and how crazy your day can be, and you know, filming and automotive and stuff like that. Shit like that can get away from you. 4 years. 4 years they figured that tank's been doing that because they went back and looked at his records and noticed that his electric bill started jumping, and he thought that the electric company increased the price that much. Turns out it was because the air compressor would leak down and nobody was shutting it off because it was on an automatic system, they thought, and it wasn't on an automatic system. It just nobody had been checking it.
I got to visit one of my old shops not long ago. They paid me to come in as a consultant, and they're complaining about their compressor, blah blah blah. And I talked them into getting a new one with a screwdriver instead of the piston driven one. And nobody was draining the tank. These were two of them. They were both 200-gallon tanks that were sitting horizontal, and both tanks are plumbed together with a 2.5-inch pipe. And if you look at the end of the tank, there's that's the plug with the square. Yeah. Once I discharged the air, I pulled that plug out, and it just started pissing water everywhere. Both tanks were halfway up with water.
Yeah, I've heard of that too, and like I've heard of that deal too, where the automatic drains quit working, and then nobody checked them forever, and like one guy drained out like 3 5-gallon buckets out of his air compressor, and not only that,
Why don't
when that water takes up that, you lose your air,
You lose volume and everything.
volume,
Yep.
your air and
You know,
PSI and all that.
why don't people? It's a small investment to get a spitter valve. Let it do its thing automatically. But instead you're going to sit there and trust your broom pusher to reach under and open a valve? No.
Well, on the one that I know that happened, it was an automatic one that broke. It failed, and that's what happened to them. They forgot, they didn't know it wasn't working, and somebody decided I don't know what they were checking the oil one day, just servicing it. But that's just a good. You know what? It's not uncommon. I've seen so many shops have issues with complacency on just not keeping up with their equipment. And I'm pretty thorough on my stuff. Like I keep up on mine, but as a bigger shop, like, do you think a shop owner goes around and checks his own equipment?
Nope. Not
Nope.
always.
He's too busy doing paperwork. But if you had like 6 or 7 guys in the shop and you got busy weeks and you're working hard, I will say that's a problem with most shops is I feel like there's not a lot of people that put effort into, keeping up stuff.
Shop owners don't care about anything in outside of their office because it's making them money. Forget about it. It's fine.
Right.
Well, let's flash back about how long ago? About 45 minutes ago in this same video where I showed you a voltmeter that saved me from death because the shop owner didn't care enough to have the hoists properly maintained.
Yep.
I'm fortunate enough now to work at a shop that every 6 months, need it or not, the hoist company comes out and actually checks everything out.
That's very good.
And we have in-ground rotary hoists.
About tech,
nice.
I made a comment several times about techs having to buy their own batteries. Yet shops have air, and they get. I will say this: there's a lot of shops, and my buddy Armin is probably one of the best. I use him as an example. He gives a tool allowance. Okay, he gives the guys a tool allowance. That is unheard of, and I will tell you, with the cost of the stuff, and if you're not willing to pay your employee, tool allowance would definitely be something. And I can't imagine anybody getting fired in this industry recently, but I know that happened to Flat Rate Master, and I'm not talking crap and disrespect or anything, but I still find it very, like crazy that a shop would fire a good mechanic. Like, no disrespect to him. I'm just saying, like, it's unbelievable to me that a shop would even fire any mechanic right now.
Well, we fired 2 this week.
Huh?
We fired 2 this week.
Unbelievable. I guess if you're really bad, but I mean, like, the thing is, like, I don't feel like Flat Rate Master was very bad. Like, him getting fired, I can't believe it that a shop would be that silly to let somebody go that's got, and I'm sure there's more to it that goes on that went on behind the scenes.
There's 2 sides to every story. I mean,
exactly.
Where people get let go because they're making too much money. This guy wants to save money and hire somebody cheaper. But like this week, the first guy that got let go, car comes in, customer complains of a spongy brake pedal. What's the first thing you're going to think?
There's a lot of bad shops out there. It's not just bad technicians. A lot of times there's bad shops and bad.
Overall, yep.
Well, that's kind of why back in November I finally gave up on working on independent shops and went back to a dealership. Is bad management of some of these indie shops because they don't, either they don't know or they just don't care.
You're not wrong about that neither. That's a definite deal. That's definitely something that makes dealership more enticing, is because there's less drama on the management side of things, because basically they basically do everything by the book.
There's also an upside to working in a dealership too. I work in the office and I go out to the shop and help out as needed. And I find the advantage to working at a dealership is you're working on the same, 5 or 10 nameplates over and over again. Whereas at an indie shop, you got to know about everything about every car that comes across that threshold, whether it's a 1979, whatever, all the way up to a 2019, whatever.
Independent. That's one of my biggest things. Well, I'm cutting back now. I only work on GMs, Fords, Chryslers, Hondas, Toyotas. That's kind of I'm narrowing down my field, but then again, I also have the ability to do that, which everybody doesn't. But I mean, like, I'm not going to stress myself out with doing I tried getting back into doing some BMW stuff, and not worth it. I don't have the time and the patience for it.
Out here, we've got several dealerships that won't even allow you to buy a toolbox.
Really?
I sent you pictures, CP, of all the Sonic toolboxes at my shop.
Yep.
They're all built into the walls. And here you go. You've got toolboxes. Just focus on, making money. You don't have to worry about, spending, tens of thousands of dollars on a box. Here's your box. Just get some tools, throw them in there, and go to work.
Oh.
And we, I had that video I posted of the that Sonic tool cart where I showed it comes fully loaded. Everybody gets one. And I once a month I got to go out and take census of every one to make sure everybody's tools are still there. But I think that's amazing that some of these shops are starting to do that. Because now that frees up technicians money to take their families on vacation or whatever.
Yeah, that's rare there, Doc.
That Sonic tool cart that I showed in the video, unfortunately, died this afternoon. That was the second tech that got fired this week. He stepped out of a vehicle without putting it in park, and it went right through that tool cart and pushed it through a wall and into the ladies' bathroom.
Ooh.
I like it, down welding. I like it.
$80,000 car cut down the tubes.
Wow.
And I went to my office and refused, because we've got cameras that look at all angles of the shop. The stupid son of a bitch had his nose in his phone looking at a video.
Oh my God.
Dude, I will tell you, the phone, that's one of the most frustrating things. There's a lot of changes that have happened to the industry in the last 10 to 15 years that were never an issue before. One is phones are a huge problem now. Phones are a huge problem, and when I was in trucking, it was a huge problem. In the shops, they're a huge problem. You know how many times I walk and the guy, and then I always get this. Oh, I was looking up parts. I was looking up something on this car. Yeah, dude, you were swiping on Tinder. I seen you.
I forget where I was. I was overseas. I know I was in Europe, but I forgot where I was. They now have illuminated crosswalks, like right at the street level, that have the same color as the traffic light in front of you, so the people who are looking down on their damn phones can see a big green stripe or a red stripe.
Really?
I'm telling you now.
That's horrible.
Wow.
I am on my phone literally half the day, and not by choice. And I will be honest with you, it is annoying to me. And I always tell people, don't text me, because I have to do enough email shit already that I'm like, don't text me, call me, please.
I've got, I've got some of my friends trained now, professional friends, I should say. I don't answer my phone at work unless it's my desk phone. And if you want to talk to me that bad, use my work email, because I've got two screens. And I will go ahead and have my work email up here and hold a conversation with somebody and still be able to do my job.
I work HVAC. I get a tool allowance every month that rolls up and helps with testing. Dude, that's actually awesome, Chris.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish everybody, would start helping.
I think they're going to have to come back to that. And I should go back to this one right here. Yeah, in business, if you let the little thing slide, it cuts into profits. Absolutely. I agree with that. Nope. They paid him $7. Oh, yeah. He paid him $7.
So they're basically trying to keep his mouth shut temporarily until when that's over.
Yeah, I haven't followed the whole ordeal because I don't really get into, like, when I think it's kind of dramatic to put that on YouTube. I'm just saying, like, though, again, no disrespect. Everybody can do whatever they want, but I don't know that I don't know that I honestly, if I was working for a shop, I don't know that I would post I got fired. I'd say I quit and left, and now I'm going to look for another. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. Really don't care. I'm not, and once again, like I said, I'm not trying to throw any disrespect, but feel bad for the guy, but also at the same time, I know he's got a severance. He's got a good YouTube channel. He's not going to be hurt, so.
Yeah.
I had a friend lived in Ford City. There was a rumor underground tunnels were under Ford City. Oh, interesting. Bumper to bumper. All models. Oh God. That's brutal. That's brutal work right there. I'll tell you that. That's what people don't understand about independent shops. Take care of employees, and they'll take care of you. Exactly. I worked for a company at one time in my life, and they were absolutely very employee driven, and I was absolutely just happier than hell, happier than a pig in slop. And I absolutely thought I would be there for the rest of my life until they changed and they absolutely got away from being employee driven. And I got to tell you, people were loyal. I've seen it work. So I guess that's why I'm really biased to it. Never use Sonic tools. Are they like Tang? Yeah, they're pretty much all the same.
Yeah.
Tang, Vita,
Sonic is very sponsored by Ford Fix It.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Junie on the run. I forgot to say hi to you. I seen you in here. Junie, where's she at? Junie on the run. How you doing, Junie? I appreciate you stopping by. Good to see you. Appreciate you making a comment today. It's always good.
Anger them or not. I did, a short video on their tools when I got a chance to peruse the new cart, and I was genuinely unimpressed by their ratchets, but it seems like everything else was pretty all right for.
What did I get? Did I get that? Did I get a Sonic? I bought the Sonic tool set. That's another one I got called out for. I know. I shouldn't say anything. I do have little things that stick with me. I got called out for, and somebody said they gave it to me, but I paid for it, and I had the receipt. Once again, trying to do something, but I bought that sample kit. It was like $50 or something like that.
Yeah,
and it was absolutely. It was disappointing.
Yeah, you saw my video on it. I absolutely hate their ratchets. I think I wouldn't even use them as a doorstop.
I don't remember. There was only one thing. Well, they had an NWS pliers in there. Was the only thing that was decent. And I'm not a big fan of NWS stuff. To be honest with you, I think it's really cheap Nippex, and they try to sell it as really cheap Nippex, and I'm not down with that at all. So, well,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, buddy. Go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to tell you something, an update on my old man's Audi. He had to take in an A5. It was a 2010. And we discovered that there was a coolant leak. And as we opened the hood, there was puddles, like little puddles of coolant. I forgot what that part was that was leaking. I'm pretty sure there was somebody from the Audi community that said when they were first manufactured, they used a plastic part on that part. And then later, when they were start breaking, they made those out of aluminum. I don't know if you guys know what part I'm talking about. Huh?
Intercooler?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So
you got your radiator, and then in front of it, you usually have the intercooler.
Yeah,
and then you also have the coolant line for the transmission if it's automatic.
Yeah, so when my dad and I were looking down the hood, we saw puddles of coolant, and so we were deciphering, because I'm kind of brand loyal because my dad was a Dodge technician from the 90s, and
right.
He's been through the Dodge Neons and the head gasket leaks. He's been through it all. He told me a lot of stories about that. But anyway, that's not the point. So we were deciphering if we wanted to work on it or not ourselves, if it was going to be like a 50-50 shot of us fixing it. But my dad's like, yeah, at a certain point, we might as well take it to somebody, because we don't have a lift at our garage. We only have all the tools that he has. Right. So we decided to take it to the independent shop close by us. And they had to do other things with the car too. But they were able to fix that. And my dad wanted to put, or my old man wanted to put the Sirius XM to be enabled on it, but unfortunately the guy there said when he was doing the scans and everything trying to make that work, then it would require them to replace the MMI, or the multimedia interface, for the Audi. And so I think in total it costed, I don't exactly remember. I think it was like a little over $1,000 to replace it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's so many multimedia codes on cars now, because nobody replaces them if they got issues. It's so crazy. It's one of my biggest pain. It bothers me because I'm old school mechanic, where I got to fix all the codes, and now with all this new stuff now, it just irritates me. I'm like, hey, you got, and I mention it to people. I'm like, hey, you got this problem with your car, and they're always like, oh yeah, I know about that one. That one's not no big deal. And I'm like, seat codes, all these stuff,
What AutoZone said.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was also some things that the service writer was trying to get my dad to upgrade, which would be the turbo lag that the newer Audis had that the older ones didn't. And I'm like, well, like in my dad's head, he's like, well, I have to have that money because he also has to fix a exhaust manifold leak on his 2012 Dodge Ram that he had since brand new. So we have to fix that, but then we have to take it to the dealer because we're not equipped to do that. So we have to take it to the dealer since I think it has a service contract. Yeah. Because we don't have a lift. We only have a jack. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's what I usually do at my own house is only with a jack and that. But I mean, manifolds? I mean, I guess I grew up as a kid with rebuilding 350s. So I kind of got used to doing manifolds and everything with the older vehicles. But I don't know about new trucks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have a 96 S10 for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad has been through a lot of different things when he was working at the dealership. I remember he told me when the Vipers first came out in 1992.
Oh my God.
He told me that I think at the time all my camera's frozen. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway,
yeah, we can hear you. That's all, man.
So as I was saying. So when they first came out in his area at the time in Cincinnati, they were the top dealer to repair those Vipers at the time. Oof. And actually hand deliver them, actually drive it to the customer's location. And he said to me once upon a time when they first came out, no other tire manufacturer made those rear tires. The only car that used those rubber compounds were Lamborghini Countachs from the 1980s. Yeah, so he had to literally drive to the actual facility to Michelin, which they only made at that time to get the tire from them.
So I remember some things about it. I didn't really mess with them because obviously you had to be in a Dodge dealer to ever mess with a Viper. But I do have a buddy. My buddy Duder has a Viper. He has a couple different Vipers. He has an SRT10, I think, is one of them. And he literally loves those cars, but he will literally tell me how miserable it is to always keep fixing. He's got a power steering rack out of one right now. He absolutely loves Vipers too. Loves them. And there's a guy at Viper Mods that's in here. I don't know if he's around, but he was a huge Viper guy too. Viper Mods, that's his screen name. But
it's a pleasure working on two of them, and they're fun to drive, especially if you know how to drive them. Because the two that I drove was a 95 and a 98, and those both predated ABS and traction assist. So if you took off in first gear, you better hold the fuck on.
Exactly.
I've never ever touched one. I think I actually only thing I've even gotten close was a Prowler, which aren't
I've
shit.
I've in them before at car shows when I was a kid.
And all I did was pick the tires. I
would love to put a Prowler, put a 318 or a 360 in it. Put an actual big motor in it.
There's a lot of cars. So when it comes to sports car stuff, I will tell you that where I'm at is very, 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 very bad. Like there's guys that have Lamborghinis and stuff like that, but they are so sketchy that nobody drives them around here. It's just everybody drives pickups and minivans. Swear to God. I mean, that's why there's so many Chevy pickups here. You would think Chevy sponsored Des Moines, Iowa for driving trucks. I mean, there's Chevy. Everybody gets a new Suburban, fully loaded Suburban. Every soccer mom, it's a fully loaded Suburban here.
Jeez.
And that's what they drive. I mean, that's all I ever seem like. I mean, that's why I know about doing air conditioning so much. GM, if it wasn't for GM, I would have not made a bunch of money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's that's my bread and butter. GM is where I fall under for my most. I mean, and I heard Eric O say this too on a video one time. He goes, I don't hate Chevys, but I do know that they're junk. And I do and maybe it's because there's an abundance of them, but they are easy to work on. The parts are reasonable. I will say that when I want to fix something, I would prefer to just work on a Chevy because I know that I can do the same repetitive crap like a dealer tech versus most of the stuff that's in the world that's not. Like getting into CAN bus issues with Chryslers is a nightmare, and
my God.
Ford, all sorts of stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I even heard a story that recently came out by Roy Solberg, which was the chief engineer for the Viper for the entire people working at the plant. He recently revealed, the headlights of the Dodge Viper. He said that those were actually from the BMW Z1, which
really?
yeah. Yeah, you can look this up. It's an actual fact. So he said that it came from a BMW Z1, which never came to the United States, and
Wow.
GE was stuck with this headlight assembly, so they got it for free. So Chrysler got that for free, and so what he noticed in the headlights is it had the alignment for the headlights, like the bubble meter. A lot of people thought it was like a laser, but it wasn't. It was a headlight.
The red one.
Yeah, it was an alignment for the headlight for the bubble meter.
I've seen those in other cars. They used to have a round dot. I think it is in BMWs. Isn't it all in BMWs? They have a round, maybe Mercedes. I remember
little bullseyes on them.
Yeah, on the top, like a level, like a headlight level like that.
And that's the thing that gets overlooked too by a lot of people. Headlight alignment. They do tend to drift over time. And then people go ahead and start buying these xenon bulbs and stuffing them in there, thinking that's going to help it. Well, why don't you just, take it in and get them aligned? I
didn't see. I saw that Tortes channel had a deal today about headlights, and I didn't even look into it. But I experienced seeing a lot of people's headlights that are just absolutely foobarred, like no joke.
I had I had a Wrangler that I swear to Christ, it looked like Steve Buscemi. It was one eye was over here, one eye was over here.
Wait a second. I got a background. I got
that picture to
I
pull
got a
up.
background for that.
To wrap up,
that's it. That's 100% it. That Wrangler was.
I see no problem here.
Airplanes on the right side, kind of looking over to the left lane on the other side.
Looks good to me.
I was taught the old school way. You park like 10, 15 feet away from your garage door, turn your headlights on, and then you screw them of whatever way of getting it leveled.
Yeah.
And then a certain height wise, so it's like I'm almost 6 foot, so I always do it where my belly button is, or right at where my hip is.
Yeah.
Well, we used to have back when I was doing my apprenticeship, this is many, many years ago, we had those big metal boxes. We had them at Ford where you stick them in front of the headlight, and then it had like a target in there.
Okay.
Adjust your headlights accordingly.
Huh.
But that was, 20, 25 years ago.
That still works for the older vehicles, though.
Yeah, and all the cars that we got at my dealership now, we part of the service, we adjust because you have to. I mean, you hit one of the, if you've ever been to Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's not that you're drunk driving, it's you're dodging potholes. And you hit one of those bomb craters, and you're guaranteed to knock a headlight loose.
And get a realignment.
So bad. I was driving to a shooting competition, and I accidentally hit one of these craters, and lying I'm dying, it knocked the calibration off the scope of my rifle. I was so pissed.
That's bad.
That's not good.
I was never able to save that scope.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So another thing to wrap up my story, I was talking about the headlights. Originally, the engineer, after when the cars were finished to the line, he originally wanted to get rid of the bubble meter that was on the headlights that came with the headlights. But the people that were going to get rid of them said that they wanted $150 for each headlight, and he's like, "Screw that, leave the bubble on," is what the engineer said.
Oh,
and so that's why they're still on today.
That's awesome. Good Iowa players drafted tonight. Hell yeah, bud. You know they are. Dude, we always have good Iowa players drafted. We just suck as a team. We got good players, and we can't play together. We can't win anything together. Kick ass players on the team, but well, like I always say, Kirk Ferentz just literally that's all he does is build for drafting. That's why a lot of 3 and 4-star recruits go to Iowa because he turns them into NFL players.
No
So
different
Iowa
than
does.
Wisconsin, CP.
Iowa's a stepping stone to the end. We're the farm team for any NFL team. That's what I always. That's what I tell people now. I mean, we're never going to win a national championship ever again.
Yeah.
New cars, no Hamlin, bright headlights are.
Like the
Mhm.
best Wisconsin NFL player that came from Wisconsin that in our recent time has been JJ Watts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So
A Prangler. You throw a Doc Holliday's throwing out a Prangler.
uh
Never heard of the Prangler. You're gonna make me look this up, aren't you? A Prangler.
It's not much to look at, really. It's got the front end of the Prowler, and it's just got like the ass end of the YJ glued to it, and they were just using it as a mule for engines and transmissions.
Not much to look at. That thing is hideous.
Like I said, you were the one who decided to look it up. I was trying to warn you.
I mean, dude, I feel like a train wreck. I can't look away. I mean, the more you look at it, the uglier it gets. I'm not even joking to you, dude. Like, I mean, the more like
the indignity of looking at that thing.
Oh my God, my eyes! What in the Harry Potter is going on here?
Hey, you guys remember the early 2000s Ford Thunderbirds, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. I was born in 2001.
Oh
yeah, that little anemic
okay.
V6
We'll say
put in
this.
it.
They were. I wish the only thing that was nice of them was I was glad they brought back the 50 style bubble for the top, for the glass. But besides that, everything else was hideous as hell on that car.
I thought as a whole the car was gorgeous too, but they screwed the pooch and put the wrong motor in it.
Yeah, that motor sucked. I give you that.
Good night,
Jim.
Even put a 4.6 in it, it would have been a gold mine.
I mean, as a whole, though, they made it too round. They should have kept the curves that they were trying to emulate. The top, I didn't mind if it was round. You know, that was what the 50s had, was the top being round. But the rest of it had curves for a reason.
Yeah, that target top was nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That porthole window, though, reminded me a lot of the TC Maserati.
But it reminded me of the 50s Thunderbirds, so too. They had that.
That's true. Yes.
Mark III or Mark II Lincoln.
Yeah, Mark II Lincolns had it too. Yeah.
Speaking of Lincolns, that's like one of my dream cars. I want to get. So I had a Lincoln 5-liter at one time, and the only reason I got rid of it is because the airbags were shot, and I was too lazy to put the shocks on it. I was an idiot. Replace it with the actual shocks instead of the airbags.
Yeah,
man, what a badass car!
I had a '94 Mark 8 that I did the Strut Masters conversion, and the beauty is if you actually look them up, Strut Masters, they're still in business today. You know, doing the whole coilover spring conversion for anybody who's got air ride. So if you look at like the newer Yukons and that have the air ride, you can get rid of those, and they got a plug now that goes into the ride set switch to get rid of that warning light on your dash saying, check suspension.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ever level your truck lifting the front end instead of removing the back? No, I have never done that. I don't.
I remember Ford used to have that where you put shop air to the back of it and it would raise the back end. But that was 80s Fords. That was 80s and maybe 92.
Have you started? No. So I've actually got like $7,500 in parts, right? And my problem is that I'm having with my truck. I'm having personal problems with it keeps going. It keeps going in a direction that I can't stop. I'm scared. But I don't know. It's hard to talk about because I'm just like I'm so picky about this. I start looking at doing something, and I'm like, oh, well, I should put new interior in it. Like I should put this interior, change the column. Like I go on and on and on, and next thing
So
you know, I
basically, you
buy.
resto it.
Well, so I mean, I'm a bigger guy, and I'm hopefully not going to be too much for longer, but I'm a bigger guy, and like those old trucks don't fit bigger guys well. Like there's like a weight limit on those trucks. Like it's like 350. Yeah. Like anything past 350, it starts like the steering wheels don't fit your well. Like they're just I mean, they just don't sit right. They're just old trucks. They weren't meant for big people. You know, back then a guy that was 350 was unheard of. You know?
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
had a camper special, a 70, and luckily the guy that had it before me put a tilt column in there.
Yeah.
You know,
How
the old-
comfortable is it for you?
yeah, the old boat wheel and straight column doesn't work for me. I mean,
No.
it's in the wheel of my gut.
So that's why I'm like, I need to switch out the column and put a tilt. And then I'm like, I was just gonna swap it over to an LS and do that. And then you're talking, then you got all that shit in there. And then I'm like, well, I'll just buy a new steering wheel. There's another $1,000.
Yep.
I mean, so like this is the problem I'm having with it, like.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a 283. Then I was like, I'm gonna do a 5.3 carbureted. Then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do a 454. And then my problem is I want to be able to drive this thing on trips. I want to drive this thing everywhere. Like I want to drive this thing for the rest of my life. I want to drive this thing every single day of my life. And I'm like,
Windsor.
well, but what? Are you, did you just lose your mind?
Yeah, I think I did. I was thinking of something else. Yeah.
So my problem, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take over you guys' conversation you're having. My problem is like, I don't, like, I feel bad for wanting to take this thing. It's almost close to being original. Like, I feel bad if I'm going to cut this thing up because the cab is original. It's amazing shape. Okay. The interior is original. Like it could be easily taken back to stock and be a great, like just stock truck. And I'm like, maybe I should buy another truck. Just put this one to stock.
What did it come with?
Come with a 6-cylinder, which I'm not going to keep that in there. No way in hell. So I thought about it. I wanted to do a 327. So I found a 327 for a decent price. And I'm like, oh man, I'll just put the 327 in there. But that 4-speed is such a terrible road gear. It sucks. And for driving every day, I don't want a manual. So, once you start putting in an automatic transmission, an LS motor, and then you do a tilt column, you change the interior, I'm ruining that truck in my eyes from how it could be stock. And I
can make a phone call tomorrow to a buddy of mine. If you're serious about wanting a 327, I know he's got one and a Power Glide sitting in his barn right now.
No, I got a 3. I got nowhere. I got one right now too. I got one that needs to be rebuilt, but I do have one. That's what I was thinking of. But I'm going back and forth on it. Like I have a 5.3. So I have a 5.3. I have a 5.3 and a 4L60. I have that already unlocked. That was the original plan. And then I decided, well, maybe I'll just do a 5.3 and a carbureted because I kind of want to do that where I didn't want to have to do a lot of tuning on it, and I wanted to put a cam in it. So if I do a carburetor and I can put a nasty cam in it and kind of upgrade the motor a little bit and put an intake on it, whereas I didn't want to have to do a lot of tuning.
That's kind of the avenue I want to go. My white whale is a 58 Ford pickup truck.
Right.
I know people ask me all the time why that truck. Well, 58 was the year my dad was born, and I just kind of would do that as a tribute to him. He's no longer with us, but I thought, well, why not? And how cool would that be? But one of the things I wanted to do was maybe like a 351 Windsor with a Phytech on top of it.
Ooh.
Makes sense. The thing about doing a 5.3 that's really attractive is that so the intakes are really cheap for the plate. Believe it or not, you can get them for $40, and they work good to transfer them over to carbureted. So then you buy
the plates are cheap. It's the intake itself that ain't.
But you buy a cam for it. You can make yourself a hot little motor, and it's like $2,500 spend on the build. Get a new carburetor, cam. And I thought then, well, my problem is though. Here's another problem. If I start doing that, then I'm going to want to put new pistons and rings in it. And I do with the machine shop. And like I should have just bought a short block. You know what I mean? Like there's and whenever anybody says you can build them cheap, if I wanted to just slap in an LS into this thing, keep in mind, slap an LS into it with a 4L60. I'm going to rebuild the transmission on the 4L60, and that's going to be like $1,200. And then slap the motor in there. And then I got all new brakes I got to put on, and I have to fix the bed and do some other things. That's literally like $9,000.
Yep.
Wow.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, my biggest problem is like everything I'm going to do on it's going to cost me $10,000. And then I literally could have bought a truck that's already done for that.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's my problem.
I'm too much. I'm that way with my S10 right now because it's like I understand completely. Like, yeah, like the intake for my 4.3 is $600 to turn it into a carb. I would put a 250 on there, so it gives it enough gas, but it doesn't oversaturate it. Yeah, I already took out the ABS out of my truck.
I can turn around and sell my truck to somebody else right now for $4,000, and then put another $5,000 into the pot, and probably come out with something that's a little bit more suited for what I want, without having to do as much. My biggest problem is I got to replace the entire brake system, and that pisses me off because the guy told me the brakes were brand new, and as soon as I started digging into them, they're all trash.
They're
so
just junk.
Yeah, new wheel cylinders, new lines, new shoes.
Or what?
What's that?
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, new lines, new shoes, new everything, and then I'd like to put disc on the front. That's a conversion kit that costs money. It's just, it's just a never-ending deal. There's no. I'm gonna have the cheapest built truck it is. 5.3 all day and keep the injection. Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna. Hey, what's up, turtle poop?
At least one good thing about the 5.3, it doesn't have the spider injectors like my 4.3 does.
Yeah, definitely.
I hate these.
You have to bring those up.
Spiders.
Ouch!
Well, spiders are the worst thing. So what I usually do every oil change, I add 2 bottles of the injector cleaners to the fuel every 3 months.
I found out, working at Chevrolet, they got their fuel cleaner. It comes in a round plastic bottle. It's got the AC Delco partner number on it. It's if you actually look at the paperwork, in the safety data sheet from GM, it's Chevron with Techron.
Yeah,
right.
And it's just like if you look at the AC Delco 5W30 with Dexos oil.
Nope.
Look at the casting of that bottle and hold up a bottle of Mobile One. It's the same shit.
Well, I think Mobile One already has the Dexon in it anyways, so that's why you go with Mobile.
A lot of these places, Castro and all of them now, all their synthetics have the Dexos logo on them.
No.
But excuse me. God. You start looking at some of the AC Delco spark plugs. Spinning around, they say NGK on the other side.
$15 a piece.
We've got some at Infinity that are $30 a piece right now.
I could never displace my Chevy with a Hemi. I could not that I have anything against them, but I would never. I'm not a crossover guy like that.
Nope.
Dude, I got a spare 4.3 TBI intake. Dude, you know what I really like? You know what would have been really badass if that truck would have probably been okay? I absolutely love TBIK motors. One of the greatest engines, gutless, worthless, no power, but man, do they keep running.
Yes, they do.
TBIK motors. They were just amazing.
Mine's the X type, not the W.
Yeah. I absolutely love. If that truck would have had a TBIK in it with a 700 R4, that would actually have been such a great cruiser and just a reliable unit, But no, CP wants to build it. When it's all said and done, I'm gonna end up having $20,000 in my truck, guys. That's the best long story.
I
had
did
a
find
run
out
of
though that
engines.
my truck is 410 though for gears, so that's always positive.
Yeah.
I had a run of engines last year and the year before, so it's for the last 2 years. I don't know who in the, gave up the idea that I knew how that I enjoy working on older iron, which I do, but these guys are all bringing me these big 455s. I'm like, would you stop already? Most recently, I've been dealing with this 74 Pontiac. It's a convertible. It's got the big 455 in it, and I just did a rear disc brake conversion on it, which I use the front calipers off of an S10.
Okay.
And so that way, the pads and that are easy to come by. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to be around forever. So every time I do a custom car like that, I make a plaque. It's made out of steel, and I stamp it. It's the same stamps you use for like dog tags.
Yep.
And I will put, if there's a custom part, I will stamp it on this tag, and then I rivet it to the underside of the of the deck lid, so that way whoever is behind me can be, he's using GM, pads and calipers, and these rotors off of blah.
Which is a good thing. That's the best thing you can do, literally. That's great, Doc.
And I had one person actually shit talk me we ran into each other at Metro Cruise last year, and he goes, "I seen one of your tags, asshole." I said, "Why are you calling me an asshole?" And he's, "Well, you riveted to that's a beautiful car, and you drilled a hole to and rivet that there. Now you first of all, it's a custom car. It's not a Survivor. It is not numbers matching. What the hell do you care? If anything, you should be thanking me for making your job easier.
Life in general easier for even the customer."
That's right. Now this same customer with this Pontiac, it's a 74 Pontiac Granville.
Ooh.
She's got a 2009 Challenger that I forget what it's called, but it came with no instructions, and the technician at the shop she owns quit halfway through the installation, and it's called a Wraith headliner, so it's got like fiber optic stars in the headliner.
Oh crap.
I think that was Bugatti that used that at first, and now she wants it in this Challenger. I'm like, well, drop it off at my house. I make everything electrical. That's my thing. Just drop it off at my house, and you better come with money.
Yep. Because that's what it's going to be, is money straight off. Because that's time.
I'm waiting. That car should be getting delivered here in the next few months, and I'm not looking forward to it, because I went out to her house. She's about 45 minutes from here, and oh my God, what a hot mess! Both the owner and the car.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
like you can always deal with the owner, but I mean, the car, it needs to at least be where you're able to be in it.
Yeah, because she owns an independent shop about 10 minutes from where I'm at, and it's one of those ones where it's like they cater to like cars that are about ready to be put in the grave. We're talking about
true, Corey.
We're talking about the like a Cavalier, where if you try to put it on a 4-post lift, it'll push through the floor and out the roof.
Yep.
But that's the neighborhood the shop's in. So, but she makes good money doing it. But I'm constantly getting called by her to come in because there's an electrical problem that one of her guys can't figure out, or I'm getting called and she's paying me a good premium to come out and figure out what could she do to better run the business. So I'm playing management at the dealership. Then I got to go to her shop and play consultant.
Play management. No, you're playing management too. It's not just consultant. You're playing management at the same time.
it's funny because we've actually butted heads because she'll sit there and take all this, everything I tell her, and then she'll go and do the opposite in some spots. Like you can't do that. I'm telling you how to make money. And she's her favorite word when it comes to ordering parts from any of the supply houses out here is, "What's the cheapest? What's the cheapest we can get out of this?"
Oh,
Who cares? It's not your money. Stop that. And she gets mad because I'll tell her you're not charging enough for brakes. She goes, "Yeah, but have you considered the neighborhood?" I says, "Have you considered your clientele? You want to make money and feed your kids, right?"
I will say though that around where I live, I'm sorry, but front brakes for just doing pads should not be $340. That's a little steep.
Where are you at, Justin?
And I live by I live in Baraboo, but I close to Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
And yeah, they like some of these shops around here. It's $340 just for front brakes. I'm like, you're just putting in pads. How is it $340?
Well, what are they charging per hour?
I don't even know, but I was given a quote one time. I'm like, I'm better off just doing it myself, buying the pads and doing it.
Yeah, I get a lot of people like that too who come to me, just can you pad slap it? This is, it's not going to get rid of the pulsation.
Oh no, and that's the thing is, like I said, I'm a diesel tech, so I know if a warp rotor and all,
Yeah,
that's pretty easy to understand because you can see the striations on the rotor, and it's not hard. But for a non-mechanic person, okay, whatever. But if you're a mechanic,
yeah,
you're gonna try to do it yourself.
A lot of the shops out here charge a minimum of $300 an axle for brakes. The independent shops. My dealership, it's a different world now that I actually get to see how much things cost and how much we're charging. I cannot believe we're charging upwards of $700-800 per axle on these cars.
Holy crap!
Some of these,
but you guys are doing more than just the brakes, so you're doing your inspection and everything else while doing it.
No, I'm just talking the parts.
Oh crap!
Wow.
We have like our brake pads. They average about $129, $130, maybe a little, give or take on either side. The hardware kit, all your little like the stamped steel slides and shit, that gets sold separately. And they go anywhere from $89 to $300, depending on the model. Yeah,
wow.
I mean, our rotors are about 100 on the low end, 125, and I've seen them as high as like 160 a piece.
A piece?
Everything.
Jeez. I'm glad I have an old truck because the cheapest I can get is for $50. The upgraded with the drill and slot is usually about 160 for the pair.
Yeah. Why do you think I drive a Dodge? It's cheaper.
Exactly.
The other, it's just like they're pressuring. The dealership's pressuring me to buy a new truck. It says, first of all, that's not a truck. That's an empowered soccer mom mobile at $80,000.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's what they are.
You'll never, ever catch me driving a QX80. Never.
Don't like it in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy on that too because like I'm looking like for me I want to upgrade my truck because it is old and very very rusty. It's time for me to change, but I'm still looking at 90s maybe early 2000s at best for trucks.
Well, I've got my Ram, and I bought the extended warranty because, well, let me tell you, I see enough cars all day long. The last thing I want to do is work on my own shit. But here I am, I'm at a point now where I got to do my own control arms. Fine, I can handle that.
Nope.
And what I'm going to do is I've already made a deal with one of the guys at the shop. I'm going to do the control arms in that. Here's a case of beer. You align the motherfucker.
I've got
Smart man.
Well, he's a young up and comer. I've actually just retired a bunch of tools into his toolbox, and he's not quite a technician, but he's a lot more than just a lube tech.
So he's in that mediocre point right now.
Yeah, he's a young buck. So I gave him a Matco 1/2-inch electric impact.
Ooh.
Here you go. It's one of my spares. I gave him a few extra. I gave him two complete socket sets, one standard, one metric, that go from quarter all the way up to half because I had extra. CP actually talked me into it. One night we had it out on.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Remember,
you actually opened my. You really did. You really did open my eyes to that, and I'm like, you know what? The kid's right. I've got more shit that I know what to do with. I can't take it with me, and I can't have kids of my own. So,
right?
Yeah,
understandable.
I try to give to, and I'm not like I don't like bragging about it, but I've literally tried to give step up to get people that I've given tools to, like it is what it is.
So,
what I mean?
I honestly, I think that I gotta give credit where credit's due by saying CP is the one who told pointed me in that direction. And I think it's making me as a better person. And I can't thank him enough for that.
And you're taking them underneath your wing as it is. You're showing them the ropes, and that's the thing.
I said, okay, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's good to pay it forward, though. You know what I mean? Like it feels
there's
good.
A case here that's going to show you how I will be here every step of the way, but you're going to be doing the alignment.
Yep. You don't have to give people money to make them to show them that you care. You don't have to. You can do things. And I'm not saying that money doesn't help some people, but you know what? There's a lot of ways that you can help people out that's worth more than money is.
Sure.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and it shows that you actually genuinely care about them. Throwing money at things
to do a brake job on your car, okay? $100, and he'll be all right. Here's pads, rotors. He doesn't buy the numbers. Cleans, lubricates everything for you.
Boom. Sorry.
Or you can give him an impact gun, and that's going to make him hundreds of dollars, and that's going to it's going to go a lot further.
Speaking of money, Gibson, thank you, Turtle Poop. As I'm talking about that, you're an awesome guy. I should have had
more ice cream for Henry.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate the super chat. I just and I don't know how, guys. I gave out a bunch of memberships. I was trying to give them out to people, and it just randomly gave them out. I don't know how it works, so I apologize. I wasn't trying to single them out. I tried to give out memberships to people, and they randomly gave them out. I didn't have any control of that, so if you got a membership, congrats. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's nothing too crazy. It's just, you get to watch the videos, and you get to have the shout outs and whatnot. I mean, my membership perks are very cheap, I feel like, and they're just to help the channel support it out a little bit, but it's just to have a little fun. Nothing crazy, so on and so forth. So I tried to give I was trying to give them out to people. I don't know why it wouldn't let me, so sorry about that, but appreciate the super chat nonetheless. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to fill in for Boo. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss being able to talk to Boo. It's sad, but unfortunately that whole relationship dissipated too because
what was the last thing?
Huh?
Oh, one of the chat things. Us from the Rust Belt should go down where?
South and buy used vehicles. Oh yeah, dude. Hey, listen, ITC car guy. I try to buy cars from the South all the time. The minute I try to find one, they're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell you what,
and I can't leave state.
It's not South and East. New Mexico. Holy shit, is that a mecca for vintage cars? And half these fuckers don't even know what they got, so they're selling them dirt cheap.
I heard Utah is too. Like southern Utah is yeah. Like if you want like wagons, I hear there's just a ton of wagons in Utah.
New Mexico is, oh my god. I was out there. A buddy of mine paid me to go out there. I took the truck and the car hauler, and we went and picked up it was a 50 Dodge. Don't know why, but that's what he wanted. And I go out there, and the guy's like, yeah, since you decided to drive half a country over here, why don't you just pocket $1,500? I'll give you the car for $1,000. I'm like, no. That's not how this works.
I don't know.
You said 2,500, and I can't, with a clear conscience, take that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
heck, from where we're from, all three of us, a shell by itself of those vintage cars are just 20. That's without engine and trans.
Here's what blew my mind. I was grabbing the winch cable, getting ready to pull this thing up on the trailer. He goes, "Why don't you just jump in it and drive it up?"
Are you kidding? Oh my
I'm like,
God!
"Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, it's got a brand new 6-volt battery in it."
That's crazy.
Oh my God!
Wow.
That's crazy.
See,
There
I
are
would be a
people out
proud
there that-
person if I had something like that.
There are some people that aren't sentimental and they just want stuff gone. You know,
Right.
my dad was like that. He let a Vega go. He let a Jag go. He let an old 57 Ford go. He just wanted them out of there.
Listen, if I had it my way, and I'm just talking, so nobody take this as literal, but if I had it my way, I would literally have 20 cars here right now, and I would be doing maybe fuel injection swaps on them, basically updating the drivetrains, getting the cars back on the road. I'd be doing exactly like a lot of guys do, except for I'd be finishing the projects. But I want to sell them. I don't want to keep them. It's not like I'm sure I'd fall in love with them, but at the same time, I would love to be like. And we're just to say, I have some sort of like degenerate problem with myself. I always wanted to do a 318 with a 360 crank.
Ooh. That would be, yeah.
I think you got to turn the mains down, don't you?
I'm not really too hip. I'm not too really hip on what it actually takes to machine work. But I seen a guy one time that had a 318 with a 360, and it was just a nasty little runner. And I was always like, literally had like a bug for doing that.
It's a smaller bore. You could actually sleeve down a 360 and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sure, they make that crank now, though. I mean, I think you can buy that crank from Scat or from Eagle.
Yeah.
And it makes a torquey motor.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a little hot. I appreciate that, Turtle Poop. Appreciate that. Yeah.
There's never anything wrong with that 318 to begin with. It was always good. It was just, they had a hot motor that always overshadowed it, like the 340 or the 360, or they had a small block that was a screamer. That 383 had the same stroke as a 327 Chevy,
right,
and the same bore as a 427 Chevy.
I think we got Frosty. We got Frosty's nuts right here. He's a Mopar guy. He knows his Mopar stuff.
Well,
he's also bringing out Chevys.
I worked in a machine shop for a long time. I mean, I did blocks.
Really?
Oh, okay.
I built engines.
Oh wow!
I started that when I was 16 years old.
You're like a wizard then. You're like a wizard then.
Right?
Well, I'm going to have some pictures tomorrow. I'm actually taking the day off and going racing with my daddy.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're going to try and dial in a couple of cars. We race nostalgia cars, front engine dragsters.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh man,
that's cool.
We run an index class. Everybody runs, the same number.
Right.
You got to leave the line first. You got to cross the finish line first. But it kind of levels the playing field, so you can still go fast. I mean, we run 760s.
Ooh, nice.
760s. We got another car running 960s, and then the blown car I run with my uncle that runs 7 flat.
Mm-hmm.
But the 760 car, we're getting away from the blower and just built a big motor, a 509, and we're going to run that injected and see if we can get it to do the same thing,
Mm-hmm. Methane or?
And if that don't work, we'll put a 540 in it. So,
thank you for the $2 holler. I hate to break it up. It's almost 3 hours, and I'm way past my time to. Well, I want to go to bed. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know. I gotta be up at 5 a.m. yet.
Yeah.
I actually am on call for once. I actually don't have to go in for once.
Thank you,
I get
Chaka, for the $2 Holly. Always a pleasure to see Chaka coming in here with the Ryobi tools is trash. $2. He is the most in the whole tool genre. I gotta say, there is nobody that is more recognizable by everybody as just being a cool dude and does the same thing. Ryobi tools is trash for this $2 Holly. I mean,
That's a
Chaka
classic.
is a legend. He is a legend on YouTube. A legend. Absolute legend. So, anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love chat. I could sit and chat with you guys. Well, once we got talking about this stuff, I really feel like we could have really gone for another hour because I love talking about. I would have liked to hear about Frosty's more racing stuff with Frosty
Right?
too.
Yeah, my dad used to do SCCA stuff back then. I might have to talk to you later about that
really?
too.
Oh, dude, that'd be cool too. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
But I appreciate you guys. I really do. I'm just tired. I'm actually hungry too. I haven't eaten anything since
Oh,
like
shit.
11 o'clock
That
this
ain't good,
morning.
CP.
I haven't eaten. Well, I was supposed to have my meal at 8 o'clock, and I jumped on the live stream because
Ooh.
that is what it is. It's all right.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm still
I
dropping.
don't eat after 8 o'clock.
I'm still dropping weight like it's going out of style. So as long as I keep dropping weight, a little mess up ain't gonna bother me. I'm just not gonna eat a ton. I just gotta have a little bit. I gotta eat some of my keto stuff.
Yeah,
We'll
I
be
enjoyed
all right.
talking to all you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Well,
coming
it
on.
was nice meeting
Yeah.
you.
Giving us some Viper knowledge. Always nice to contribute in like fun facts like that. I always love that. You know, it started off a little bit bumpy, but I think it really wasn't too terrible. You know, I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Understand I was just frustrated. I'm just frustrated with the whole thing. You know,
It's
I
always
don't
understandable,
hate, at the
CP.
end of the day, I don't hate anybody. I'm willing to talk to anybody and go hatchet with anybody. I've had disagreements and misunderstandings with people, and you know, I do have, you know, I have a lot on my plate sometimes, and it's easy to set me off when you're coming at me at the wrong time. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm a busy guy.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't think you could ever treat anybody unless you're a good friend with them. Like I got friends, good friends. They'll be like, "Hey, fatty, what are you doing?" You know, I don't, you know, I don't, you know, it is what it is. But if I don't know you and you come up and say that to me,
Exactly.
you know,
That's
it's
because
just
they get clobbered.
you know, it's just a different story. You know, I don't give a shit. I've been made fun of being fat and, you know, stupid all my life. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's kind of it's kind of coincidental to me because in my personal life, I feel the same way. How you feel, you know, in your situation, it's very coincidental. It's kind of like hearing to myself in my personal life. But, yeah.
And people picked on you.
No, not publicly, but just
things.
What happened? Just real quick.
Oh no, it's nothing bad or anything. It's just I was just saying how I understand how you feel and how you
I
express.
just don't want people to pick on people. You know, I mean, I've made fun of people, but I realize there's a point when it's taken too far. You know, especially when somebody's getting really mad, and I start feeling bad, and then I'm like, listen, I don't want to do this. This is not who I am. I'm not that type of person. I'm not down with like really like I like to have fun and we can joke and good friends. We'll sit there and roast each other. You know, it is what it is. But you know, like at one time, me and Chef were really going at it pretty hard, but we talked and got over it, and that's kind of how I am. You know,
yeah,
I don't hate people. You know, you have to come to an understanding. So, and I like having these good chats with good people like this, and just you know, we can have a little fun.
Yeah,
you know, you keep all the BS away, get all the drama away. I don't like the drama. I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of the tool community is sick of the drama, and I know they're getting tired of it. And I know they get tired, and they'll unsubscribe for me for it too. But you know,
me too.
You know, but I could be friends with everybody in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you know.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and get yourself something to eat? It was a pleasure talking with you guys, and thank you for taking me up here and stage, CP. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I enjoy watching most of your videos.
I appreciate you coming on.
Well, it was nice meeting you, GTF.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you too, Justin and Doc.
What's going on, boys?
Rocky, I don't know where you went, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. I know you dropped out. Dramas for llamas.
Yeah.
Drama for llamas. CP, you're the best. Pure jealousy. Don't sweat small stuff. Yeah, I'm sure it is a little bit. I'm no one to be jealous of. Okay.
Never sweat the petty stuff and never pet the sweaty stuff.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Good on you too, but exactly.
She's moaning.
I'm out. I just don't.
Maybe for that,
You know what happens when what happens when people fight too long? Like wars have never solved a whole lot of problems between men.
No.
I mean they happen, and I don't disagree with them. Sometimes it takes a little brute force to butt heads, but the end result is a lot of people get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good. And that's not what I want to happen. I don't want a lot of people hurt, but I have to put my foot down and say, look, that's gold, Doc. Exactly. Doc's got some sayings, man. Doc's got some what do they call them? Euphemisms or
I don't know. When I first moved to Michigan, I didn't know anybody. So I used to go Thursday nights. I used to go to this hotel up the road here and do amateur comedy. And that was my way of, my outlet, especially after a shit work in the, week in the shop.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh, I used to sit down and listen to the old guys talk when I was a kid, and they'd always say, old saying, Docism. They used to say those old sayings. I love that stuff. I mean, it's wisdom. It's true wisdom.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of truth to it, and it's just, I don't know. I'm old school like that. I grew up on the farm and, doing all that stuff. It is what it is.
I had a guy back home, we worked together for many, many years, and I went and visited him once, and his wife had a book. I'm like, what the hell is this? She goes, this is all the weird and fucked up shit you used to say. Journal of all this weird shit and had to try and figure out what the hell I was saying.
That's what people say about me all the time, too. They're like, what in the hell did you just say? And I'm like, I don't know. I remember. They're like, no, the thing you said before that, I don't have good.
A couple of them recently. We were chatting up on Facebook there, and she goes, yeah, it took me years to figure out what you meant when you said he was hangdogging or he was sitting in tall beans. I'm like, we're from the same state. You don't know what that is? I get ripped on up here in Michigan, because I catch myself. I'm going to the icebox for a beer. You want one? And they're like, what?
Oh yeah, soda and pop and all that stuff. Yeah.
Sitting on the
icebox is always a refrigerator, because they used to be ice actually put in them to keep everything cool from the 50s. Yeah.
I always talk weird, and people are always laughing at that.
But we used to have that room, and I'm sure some of you guys can relate. The room you were never allowed in.
Right.
All the furniture was covered in plastic, and they had the plastic runners on the carpet.
Dude, it was every damn dining room that we ever had in our house was never used to sit at the table to eat.
Oh,
it was always in the living room.
Well, we had that, and we also had the kids' table.
You had a kids' table?
Yes.
Huh.
We
didn't have that.
Like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and stuff like that. When all the family.
Oh yeah, for the holidays, that we did.
Yeah, we had the kids' table.
My grandma had the living room. She had the living room, and then she had a TV room. We watched TV. So stupid. I was like, why don't you watch the TV in the living room? Damn it! Like all the couches were in the living room. Guess what we had in the TV room? One couch and a chair. Yep. And then 9 of us would sit in there. And it was so dumb. Never did understand.
You remember if you ever had smokers in your family? Where you actually had a designated smoking room?
No, my dad smoked wherever he wanted to. And I was so glad to get out of the house when that was. It's amazing.
Rest his soul, he had a smoking jacket.
Yeah.
A smoking jacket?
Yes.
Huh. Like my great grandparents, they actually had a smoking room. They had they literally grew up with the old time stuff, so they had separate rooms for each thing. They had a dining room, they had a kitchen, but they had a smoking room that was separate that they built onto the house just so that they could smoke.
Well,
My
that
dad
was the
was getting
basement.
his underwear
We had a finished basement, and in the one end was the bar, and that's where Granddad was allowed to smoke his cigars. But he always had to have his smoking jacket. But he was one of those types, all the way up to the very end. Going out to dinner was like an experience. So he would wear a suit to go to the damn restaurant. It didn't matter if he was going to Denny's.
Luxury. Yep, it's luxury. That's why.
I'm wearing, we flew to Vegas. I'm wearing, just jeans and a t-shirt, and he's got a 3-piece suit on.
Yep.
I definitely old timers. I definitely have a lot of respect for elders. I do notice that nowadays. So I did lose my mind in a gas station a couple months ago. I lost my mind. This kid told this old man to hurry up. He was trying to get his money in his wallet, and I could tell he was nervous. And the kid says, "Hey, old man, hurry up!" And I grabbed him, snatched him right by the back of his neck. I said, "You don't ever talk to him like that, ever." And
that's what you should have done, anyways.
Yeah, I could not stand that.
When people are standing there at rush hour time, and they're standing there at a filling station, for like 10, 15 minutes playing a fucking lottery. Get out of my way! I got places to go.
Catch you later, turtle poop. This kid looked like he had the fear of God in him. He looked like he ain't never been touched. He's like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. I go right ahead. I go, every one of them here know me. They would have just said, maybe you should have kept your mouth shut and like you just.
Corey, I remember smoking sections too, and I really miss being able to have a cigarette while drinking a beer in a bar.
Yeah.
But now we vape. It's better for
every
us.
one of the bars, like smoking, like Corey said, smoking sections. I remember restaurants had smoking sections. Bars were all smoky. But
yeah, the only reason why I use this thing is I can get away with it indoors at a lot of places I go to.
Right.
Yeah.
I sit in my office and I just here we go.
Like I said 20 minutes ago, now I guess I got to get this shut down.
Nope.
All right, boys.
Go eat some Brussels sprouts.
I'm gonna be up in 5 hours.
Yeah, I need some Brussels sprouts.
Have a good night.
I'm gonna have green beans and some potatoes. I think is what I'm gonna have.
Everybody in chat, have a wonderful night. Take care.
Nobody died. Right. Good.
See you later, guys.
All right. See ya. Bye. See you next Friday.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.